So, but then I was like,
Hi.
it's gonna be rough.
Let's see. I think we're live.
Yes, we are. Welcome everybody. I hope that you guys are doing good. This is the weekend where we're celebrating Hispanic heritage. We are on Diversity Saves. My name is Magpie. I am the event organizer for the Latin Lounge. I've worked in actual play, I design, I write, I do a bunch of things on role-playing games. It's been my life. I love it. I want everybody to be able to join in and be part of this. And we have the chance right here to get together with more people that enjoy role-playing games and that are part of the community and want to bring some of the things that we've experienced into it. If this is your first time tuning into Diversity Saves, they are a 501 nonprofit organization made up of passionate BIPOC, LGBTQIA, TKIA plus, Neurodivergent and Disabled TTRPG creators, actors, and fans who wanted to create a means to amplify voices, not only in the community, but in the works we consume across the industry. They are committed to promoting and uplifting marginalized communities in the tabletop role-playing industry, and with the funding from donors, seek to aid the community with grants for marginalized creators. Provide TTRPG supplies and materials to educational and recreational centers to promote education and creative exploration, uplifting voices by providing a platform for underrepresented creators to promote diversity and inclusion. You can check them out at diversitysaves.org. You are here in the Twitch channel, so give them a subscribe, follow them, join their social media and the Discord community. Today, we will be playing Nahual RPG. It is a beautiful game of people in Mexico that are trying to survive in a world that's different than ours. We will be having a diverse cast from all over the place that I want to present to you guys by passing on the mic. And because you are the most recent taco customer, we're gonna go to Jonathan so they can present themselves and tell us where they come from and what do they do.
Hey, my name's Jonathan, known as Roadblock Actual out on the internet. Normally, my RPG performances you can find on Distinguished Adventures, and I guessed in a bunch of other places like Taking Initiative and things like this, which I'm very, very happy to be a part of. I've been playing role-playing games for a long time, and I'm really, really, really happy to be here. Also, my tacos that I had earlier were delicious. And today I am playing Marco de la Cruz, and like me, he is a American kid from San Antonio, Texas, and he has found himself in Mexico City with his crew, and he's been here a year or two, and he's still adapting.
And let's go with Tay.
Hi, howdy, Tay. It's me. I forgot everything that I was ever gonna say here, but here's the important stuff. I'm gonna be playing the devil tonight. Sort of. You're gonna have to hang out to find out what that means. I'm gonna have to hang out to find out what that means. Who knows? Anna Camellia. It's gonna be an experience, and while I haven't been to a taco truck recently, I did make my own cochinita pibil, so bam. And I made enough that it didn't fit all in my freezer, so I have to share some at work. That's me. Bye.
And finally, we got Val.
Hi. I forgot everything I was going to say too. The ADHD is very real today. But no, hi. Hi, my name is Val or Spacevalkyries. I'm a queer variety streamer and science fiction and fantasy writer under the pen name BM Ayala. That would be my friends in chat mentioning that I have a short story coming out in October. Anyway, And I'm playing Shy today. The pronouns are they, them. They're a 6-foot, very shy little axolotl friend. And I'm sure everything will be fine. Definitely nothing weird going on there. Can't
Oh.
shapeshift or anything like that.
Nothing weird here.
Whatever.
Just regular axolotl people
Yeah,
doing
Regular.
totally.
axolotl things.
As you do.
Yeah.
So Nahual RPG will have a number of different characters, and if you are familiar with the CATS system, concept, aim, tone, and subject matter, I just want to explain a little bit of the game that we're playing. Nahual RPG is going to be a PBTA based emergent play game where we have a lot of conversation about what's going on, and then we play to figure out what's the game. Specifically, Nahual is a game that I love because you're gonna be seeing the whole process. You're gonna see the characters as they're being built, and in difference to a lot of different other systems that are out there, we do a lot of bouncing back ideas and jumping over on, oh, I like this idea. My character now is gonna be a little bit different because of that. There is a holding environment, which is a changarro. A changarro is in Mexico what we call a little rackety business. It is barely surviving, and we will all be playing people that live in Mexico City trying to make ends meet through what we know how to do. The specifics of the game are Nahual is a game that is very anti-colonial. It's about representation and figuring out a lot of the roots of who we are. It is a game where we play as modern contemporary Mexicans that lived in a world that's different than ours. In the world of Nahual RPG, when the conquest happened, colonization came over, a lot of the entities that overseen and guided Mexican people were attacked, conquered, destroyed. Years later, in modern Mexico, we are playing people that reconnect to the roots of those powers. And one of the ways that we do that is by connecting with something inside of us that represents itself as this totemic creature that we can gain abilities from. This is not something that we have traditions or training on, so we're just trying to manage with it. And we figure out as the characters that we can actually see angels, which is part of the conquest that happened. So the thing that Nahuals do is they turn into angeleros, which is people that hunt angels. And then those angels are turned into a number of byproducts. Specifically, that changarro that I was talking about is the little business that the angeleros that we're going to be following up on are managing. In this case, we decided on a taco truck. So Ana Camelia, Marco, and Shy are the three Nahuales that we're going to be following in this story. Now, we have general ideas right now of the characters, but we're going to start with the process of figuring out who they are, and then we're going to go into the specifics of their little taco truck. So just to jump around a little bit, we're going to start with Tay. And talk to us a little bit about your character and the options that you have selected.
Okay, so I went for the deep cut because Nahual comes with like a set of playbooks, but there's DLC, people, okay? And I got a hold of that DLC because I figured out that there was a character playbook for the Diablo. And this was irresistible to me because, let's be real, if you have the chance to be bad as hell, why would you leave it on the table? So I have taken it, and I had to figure out like which like vibe, how many Diablo vibes are in the world. You can probably think of about 1 million. So I wanted to go with like creepy little Wednesday Addams vibes, but I've aged up a little bit because I'm out here swinging. So like we had to be like legal. So everyone feel free to take the hits that you need. It's allowed. And of course, like, the playbook gives you a lot of help, right? So, and I wanted to be an off-roader and make my own fancy name, but then I saw the name options and I was like, the sound of two of the names together, like, I tried to change them out. I tried for like hours. I was like, I gotta switch one of them out. I gotta have my own. But like, it flowed. And I was like, that's the one. That's the one for me. And I dug into the persona section. I went with conforming because I'm not here to stand out. I'm bleeding into the background. I'm here, but no one really notices until it's too late. I'm young, I have scary eyes, and I'm a bit ragged. But, no one noticed, so it's fine. It's fine. And then, like, statting also, like, of all the systems, like, I feel like at this point I've touched a million systems. This was so clean and chill. Like, you kind of get the stats, and then they're like, pick something to +1. And that's it! And I loved that. Of course, I put my +1 on Manya because, like, I am thinking, gathering information. I'm kind of, like, I'm trying to be a bit clever. I'm manipulating odds for my favor. This is devil work, okay? Also, like, it appears that this is potentially a stat that I will need to use, so, like, am I metagaming? Yes, a little. Like, give me a break!
Hooray!
I'm a youth! Like, the world is against me. I do have virtues, though, so, like, cool it. Even though the devil is marked by guilt and sin. What has happened to me? It's none of your business. I'm in shit. I have to stay alive out here in these streets. Like, I'm trying. Did I go with humility and mercy? No. I super didn't. I went with justice and fortitude. So remember it, because I will act upon them. I do have a barrio question to answer. I can choose one. And I have chosen, this is like a question that you use an NPC to answer, which is kind of cool. A good soul in the barrio provides you with spiritual solace. Who are they? And why do you feel that you don't deserve this? And I might need some help from the omniscient voice in the room, the GM, because I have a request.
Yeah.
We may have talked a little bit about our changarro being a taco truck.
Correct.
And the taco truck comes with these problems.
Yes.
We have not, and it comes with powers.
Correct.
We haven't picked any of these yet. We will. Buckle up. But I noticed that they mention Doña Chayo,
Yes.
who may help you cook the best, tacos on earth. And whether or not we select her as our power, could she exist in the orbit of this story enough that she is why I am associated with the truck?
So, absolutely. Yes. And, so Doña Chayo is an option that's mechanically to the Changaro, but regardless of Doña Chayo, basically it's a codified version of this old lady that cooks really well and makes your profits tremendous when you go to specific spots where they know who she is. Maybe if we go with that option as the actual codified option for the Changarro, then that is the effect that she has. But maybe Doña Chayo is not really good cooking.
Well,
so
we don't know.
So regardless,
Mind your
there is a
business.
Doña Chayo. We'll figure out if she's really good, or if she's there more for the emotional support that she provides to Ana Camellia. Now, I do want to take one thing a little bit
There's
back.
a lot of gray area.
Every Nahual, and the way that the game works, being a PBTA, is every Nahual is a playbook, meaning it's asymmetrical. Each one has specific rules. It has specific design that goes to the tone and the concept of who we are. Could you read Tay, the top portion of your playbook where it explains El Diablo and what they are about.
Yes. You are the Diablo, marked by guilt and sin. Cursed by this creature from hell that tries to eat your soul every waking moment, you do all you can to keep it at bay while trying to use its power to bring some good to the world and help those in dire need. Maybe then your soul will be saved.
With that said, it
Yeah.
means that Tay drives the internal drive in Ana Camelia is this devilish force that is always whispering, always trying to push to get the things that it wants, and it is not a different entity. It is a portion of who Ana Camelia is. Every Nahual is represented by this figure, but it is also an expression of who they are. Now, another thing I just want to go back to, when we were talking about Maña and we were talking about Barrio, the stats for Nahual RPG are 4, and they are representations of words in Spanish. Garra means claw, but it also means like having experience, like doing things by force. Maña is being skilled, but it's also like, you know, like having the street knowledge to do things. So basically anytime that you're trying to do something that is required of being skillful in it, that's what we're going to be using. Then there's barrio, which is your community. Barrio is your social interactions. Anytime you're going to try and do something, and as a PBTA, you're going to have an actual move, it's just going to go back to one of your attributes. You will go and use the specific one. And finally, instinto, which is instinct. It is your connection to the things around you, but it's also then the understanding of yourself and your abilities. So basically, instinct is also coded as being something you would use if you were trying to connect with your Nahual powers. I'm gonna go back to Ana Camelia, which now we know who she is. And what is Ana Camelia's mask like?
Oh, it's, it's subtle because I chose a lot of the shadow half of the powers. And so I like to imagine that this is kind of almost like a lack of a mask. Sort of like when you see like someone wearing a hood and there's like a sort of grayed out just shadows. So I think it, in a way, like it probably manipulates a little bit. But the only part that definitely stays are the horns. That is always there.
Okay, I love that. Okay. So we have gone over the generals of your character, and now we know what your mask is like, and you have selected your burial question. So with all that, we're gonna go over to Shy.
Yeah, me. Hi. Yes. Okay, so shy, like I said, they them pronouns. They're kind of, I guess, would be mature, kind of non-conforming. But I think actually shifting might be better because, the gender is what is gender really? Just a giant shrug emoji. So I think that's kind of what I'm going. And then they have trembling eyes because they're big old ball of anxiety, and they have a very outlandish look because they just kind of look constantly afraid of everything. You see them and they're just like, hi. And they're 6 foot. So it's very hilarious. It's just very tall, imposing person, just like, hello. Because hi, I am 6 foot with a lot of anxiety. That's just me. So please enjoy that. But yeah. What else in terms
Could
of
you
vices?
could you read the top
Oh,
portion of the axolotl so
yes.
that people know the playbook's theme?
You are the axolotl. Your powers are so unique that the big corps want you for research, regeneration, telepathy, immortality, shapeshifting. You've fallen into their traps before, and you fear capture above anything else. So Shai's kind of been through some stuff.
Correct.
Stupid capitalism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say because the playbook is very much about Shai escaped this situation, and Shai found Marco and Ana Camelia, and they provided the support and ended up turning into a found family, right?
Love that.
So they are now your pack. You're with them and ride or die. Literally in the taco truck because
Literally.
I thought you meant you guys are definitely gonna die.
So because this is so recent, you're still very much anxious about all that. Axolotls are very specifically their powers are about transforming, healing. They can overcome death. To the point that somebody, and in this case, we're gonna initiate this conversation now. The business, this is a great corporation called Angeles Securitas. And they develop technology and they rent out people for security and businesses. And that's the business that hacked you. The person on top of it is a big threat because as you were there, you found out you're not the only person that has gone through all of this. And they were very intensely interested on figuring out things about you because that helps them understand things about nahuales. So they are still out there and it's still looking for you. So that is an element that's going to be floating in the story that we're going to be telling today.
I'm sure that's fine.
Okay. What else do we know about Shai?
They're in terms of like stats and stuff, I wasn't sure what to do with all of that. So
Okay.
Tay
So
just made me look Tay made me look bad. Just you already have your stuff. Right? I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't know.
so playbooks already have like pre established stats, and you just select one that will add to that so that you're a little bit better on something depending on what you want to be. Because sometimes archetypes are like you're not feisty, but you decide no, this one is gonna be feisty, and then you go garra, or you are like -1 on barrio because you are completely disconnected because things are difficult. But maybe since you've come over, you figure out that you enjoy this and that you want this for yourself, and you've been really applying, trying to connect with people, and maybe your barrio, instead of being -1, is now 0, or so that is the way that the attributes kind of work out. If you want to select, I think your playbook already has like pre-written options, and then you select a +1.
Yeah.
Would you think that that would be maña? Would that be garra, barrio, instinto?
Probably Manya.
Okay.
Remind
So
me, is instinto is what does that affect again?
instinto is kind of perception. It's kind of your gut feeling for things like reading people, or in the case mechanically of the game, connecting to your inner power as an Nahual.
Okay. Like, do I want that or do I want Manya?
Yeah.
I think I'll stick to Manya just because +3 makes me feel nice.
Okay. You're very skilled, and maybe that's the survivor life.
Yeah.
You picked up a lot of things because you had to, and now you're in a more secure place, but also you're still very
think
very
they've
about the mania.
They've
one you're
died a
like,
couple times before, I think, at this
okay,
point.
Ooh.
At least
okay,
twice.
okay.
So they're a little extra scared of a third time's not. We don't need to do
Yeah,
that
yeah.
again.
You don't want to do 3. So yeah, the Axle Auto, one of the abilities literally is when you die, you can try and come back because that's how much change is part of who you are. When you do though, there's a lot of effect on it. You turn back, you come back, but it changes. So slowly it's turned you into the person you are. So you survive. Scars are just memories of you've survived a bunch of things. And that's who kind of Shy embodies at this point. There is a Mario question over there you might want to look into.
Ooh, okay. So the two options that I have for that are someone in the barrio hid you immediately after you escaped, or why do you suspect they may have since turned against you and alerted your hunters to your location, or someone in the barrio helped to free you at great personal cost. Why have you so far refused to help them free others from the corporation's prisons? I kind of like the first one.
Okay.
Um, because that just feels well, no, because the barrio is the three of us, right?
No.
No.
Barrio is the community where you live.
Oh,
This basically creates NPCs that are going to be part of the story. So there's 2 different portions when you create a character. Barrio creates those NPCs and those seeds for things to happen. And then relationships, that's when we're going to be connecting amongst ourselves. So in this case, you're going to create another person. So like Doña Chayo for Ana Camelia. Doña Chayo is now a character regardless of the option that you take for your taco truck. You get to create who is this person who hatefully decided to kind of want people to get you.
ooh, can I make it Doña Chayo's son? I don't know. And someone pick a name.
Ooh, Luis.
Drama. Luis, there you go.
Yes, I'll go with that.
Okay.
Good naming.
So Luis,
Yeah.
Luis is, and why did Luis, why does he not like you? What,
I
what, what is the
don't think he
situation?
likes that his mom is so close to like potentially being in danger. Like life is danger in this setting, but maybe being so close to me, which is kind of Shy, is just extra drama. It's one too many drama for this old lady who could like make or maybe not make amazing food.
Yes.
We haven't determined that yet.
Schrodinger's
It might be like my
Schrodinger's
recent
cooking
taco truck
ability.
experience, where like the chicken isn't really that great, but like the chicharrones were.
Yeah, like hit and miss, you
She's
know?
got
Yeah.
one thing.
She's got a specialty.
Okay.
So let's define. Do you think Louise is actually doing to protect his mother and is more of a something driven by fear than of like literally not liking you and wanting you to
Yeah,
be in a bad
I
situation?
definitely
Okay.
think it's more protectiveness than like doesn't like Shy, but I think it's like I don't like the situation you're progressively putting my mom in.
Okay.
Like the good son, basically.
And in the world of Nahual RPG, people know that there's supernatural things going on. They know that vampires exist. They know that the chupacabras is a monster that regularly shows up in places, and they're like, oh no. They like moms tell kids like don't go partying too late because they've been saying that there's a chupacabra loose in the, and same thing. They know about nahuales. They know that you guys exist, and they see you as any other person that has a profession. You guys hunt angels, do things with them. The byproducts of angels, like tacos made of angels, make you feel like $1,000,000. Like you go and you have that. It's refreshing. It heals you. You feel good. like old people have them, and then for the next week they feel like they're 25 and they're
That's
just running
metal.
around and doing things. Yes.
We have
So
to be doing this.
Are we doing this?
We're doing this. This is our thing.
Yeah, I think we're
Are
doing
we?
this.
Oh yeah.
I think Shai is probably like, do we have to?
so Luis knows what you guys do, and he has heard the stories about all the stuff going on, and he was there when you came over, and maybe just secondhand from Doña Chayo talking about things with you guys and at home, he figured out that you are a danger, like people are looking for you, and he is just very stressed that she already is connected, Doña Chayo, to these nahuales right here that go through all sorts of different things and get involved with the supernatural, and now this. So that's going to be a good driver and a portion of what we're doing with
Can
the
I make the
storytelling.
hint that like Louis picked up like that Shai is really bad in the taco truck and constantly is like slicing themselves on things, like just really
Okay.
terrible. And they just somehow there's no scars from that. They're fine. And
Okay.
they're just
Yeah.
kind of like, that's funky.
Absolutely, and we're gonna actually, this is great because this seeds a little bit of the changarro, because when we go into
Meant to
that,
do
we're gonna talk into like who does what. So potentially sometimes it's like you're the one who actually cuts everything and preps the tacos, and maybe you're not the best at it, and you're always like ah! And
Some
it's like
extra seasoning. It's fine.
taco
Cuts a
comes
whole
out and
finger
it's like,
off,
oh,
and it's just like,
this hot sauce is not spicy. It just has
Yeah.
a flavor, like an earthy flavor, a little metallic, and
Oh,
It's
no.
Yeah.
fine. It's the secret sauce. It's Shai's inability to cook.
anything else besides telling us what your mask is? And I didn't explain this a little bit, but every Nahual has a mask that they put themselves together. It doesn't need to be like a traditional, like this is a Jaguar mask right here.
That's so
And
cool.
it can be something elaborate, or it can be like made of wood, or it can be represented, but sometimes it's something different. It's something that's relevant to you. I've seen people run like a tlacuache that has just like a motorcycle helmet, and they just have a little toy head of a possum in the front, and then a little tail on the back, and that's their mask. So you can feel free to make your mask whatever it is, but it speaks of who you are. So all that said, what would be Shai's mask?
I think it would be kind of something like a motorcycle helmet, but like something adjacent to that. My brain is blanking on what that would be, but kind of something, I guess a visor kind of comes down over their head, but it's just like a normal looking, maybe just like thing, but it has like cute little axolotl stickers.
Okay. Yeah,
Oh.
absolutely.
Well, like there's also like some you can tell a little bit of like sharpied on little like swirlies and things like that that look a little more ornate, but they kind of just look like at a glance like some
Okay.
person made like a bunch of sticker drawings.
Okay. Okay. And this is a visor like
I guess we could just say it's a yeah, like like I wanted to go fully over their head, but a full motorcycle helmet doesn't feel quite right.
I mean, it could be something like what they use at like some butchers or people that cook, actually like work services. They use them just for like sanitary, so that they're not breathing, or
Oh
they
yeah, that would work. It just looks like that, but it's got stickers on it, and people are like, "Wow, okay."
okay. That's okay. That is
They
cool.
would not want it to stick out in any way. Like that's even the stickers would be a little bit. They're just
Okay.
very paranoid about it.
Very inconspicuous. You have it there. You could think it's just a regular mask cover. Okay. Um, Marco. Who is Marco?
Oh God. I'm being perceived. So Marco de la Cruz is a kid. I say kid, he's 22. from San Antonio, Texas, who has found himself in Mexico City. He is 5'8". He has very dark brown skin. He's a beanpole. He is so skinny. He's probably barely 130, 140 pounds, maybe. He has chin length, thick, wavy hair that's gray. It used to be just jet black, but the first time he summoned his Nahuale, it turned gray, and it hasn't gone back.
Okay.
And Marco, I would describe him. Yeah, he's young. He's energetic. And the reason why his hair turned gray is because it turns out, according to his abuela, that his family is their totem is the Laquache, which he didn't even know what that word meant. But apparently it's a possum. And so that's Marco.
Or possum, depending on who in your family.
Possum.
You've
Yeah,
had
exactly.
some fights and revelations, people Googling things, figuring out like, well, what is the difference?
Marco, he got through school. He was identified very early as gifted and talented, and that has affected him a little later in life. He kind of burned out of high school. He turns out he was a lot more lucky than good, and despite having a pretty well-to-do upbringing, he still kind of liked to steal from the other rich kids. Like, he never stole from anyone who couldn't like afford to lose something, but like if that Monica, maybe he would take her sunglasses because he knows that Monica's dad is just going to buy her some more. They're always at North Star Mall in San Antonio, Texas, shopping the good shops, going to the Gucci shop, and he'll just buy her another one. She's not really missing anything. And one night, Marco was down in downtown, and he saw something weird. He saw an angel try to feed on a lady out around San Fernando Cathedral, and so he stopped him, and then my abuela found out, and she was like, "Oh, you found the family secret, so now I gotta go figure out what that means," which is fine. I just finished at San Antonio College. I took a break after high school because I was partying a little too much. Cheers. That's a Pacifico, by the way.
This is so
hey, you know what? I shouldn't say. It's the Vesa. They're not paying us. And now Marco's in Mexico City with terrible Spanish and his 2002 Honda Civic. But he's very cunning, and so I'm just gonna this Jonathan, and I'm gonna read the Laquache description here because it kind of feeds into this. You are the opossum, a scoundrel and a party animal, a talented thief and skillful deceiver. You love drinking.
There you go.
And the good life. You hate duty and commitments. I think he dislikes duty and commitments because he is doing this for his abuela. Although you are not very brave, you are very cunning and pretty resilient.
Just to pause there. That's
Yeah.
gotta be the worst taco test.
I know.
Oh,
I know.
So all of these,
We're in
we all
trouble.
picked a Manya. Guess what my big skill is?
It's Manya, isn't it?
It's Manya.
Great. So we're just manipulating our way through town, making tacos out of.
We're persuasive. We don't have to be good at it, okay? We just got to
We are
persuade people that it was
shady.
worth it.
We're just based on vibes.
Terrible tacos.
But he's a little bit conforming, I would say, because he's got a pretty standard look, except for his gray hair. He is young, he has sharp eyes, and definitely a messy look. Even though he comes from a pretty well-to-do family, he has I don't want to say he's being a tourist here because he really is trying to to reconnect. He's a little touristy.
Okay.
And so basically, yeah, he's big into mania. He's middling in Gara and Barrio, and he is terrible at Instincto.
Yeah.
Boy, we're in
Sounds-
trouble
sounds-
because I have a
yeah.
-1 to that.
Oh, so do I.
I
Great.
have a 0. It's going
So
great.
you're the best.
Yeah.
It's great. Maybe I should have taken that +1 in
Yeah.
Instinct.
Yes, Pacifico, send money, make a big donation. It's Hispanic Heritage Month. Do you not like Hispanic Heritage, Pacifico?
Do you?
You not?
Somebody clip that.
Yeah, clip
Tweet
it.
it.
Clip it, send it. Okay, so Marco's Barrio question is, my scams are infamous all over the barrio, and you're the
Whoa.
usual suspect for any trouble. Who always gives you a heads up when someone is looking for you? Now,
Don't your child.
Marco is he's been in town, like I said, a couple of years, and one of the first people he met was Teresa from the crepe truck, Corazon de Crepe. And
It's a crepe truck?
it's a crepe. I figure there's kind of like we all kind of move as a herd. They do move in herds. So there's a hamburger truck, there's like a pizza truck, and he kind of has a crush on Teresa from the crepe truck, and she will usually cover for Marco when like someone's like, hey, did Marco take my phone? And she's like, no, he was helping me. And it gets her in trouble sometimes, but yeah. Teresa from Corazon de Crepe is wait
Love
till
it.
you hear the name suggestions I have for our taco truck.
That's right. We haven't named it yet, have we?
No, we'll get
I-
to that.
But it's building up.
And
Really,
just
the
as a
hype is real.
preview, one of the Talache's signature moves is so Marco kind of always has a backpack. I saw a tweet where someone was like, what adult male wears a backpack? Come on. This guy does. This guy.
There he
Marco.
is.
But also Jonathan and Marco. So Marco is usually not without his pretty bougie North Face backpack, but
Okay.
it's magic. And at a cost and at a roll, he can reach in and try and pull something out that he needs, and we figure that out.
Yes.
We figure out the
it is called
details.
Atambache, and the Tlacuache, the playbook has the ability to give any Tlacuache Nahual to pull things that maybe they have gotten from somewhere else or the universe provides. Now we have a donation of more than $35, which provides a grand complication. We haven't even gotten to actually getting
We are the grand
into the
complication.
issues. So I'm gonna say that based on what you just mentioned, I'm gonna throw that complication right there.
Oh
Your
God.
latest scam was Pacifico beer. You created a bunch of orders and made people ask for them, then cancel them, and then made your way over there. And you kind of appropriated a truck full of Pacifico beer. And you did this just before you were going into Valentine's Day, because you needed money to try and woo Teresa into like a date and everything. You could not sell the beer. You barely made any money and ended up just offering, hanging out with her, and things are still kind of like in the air. So nothing really
We don't know.
happened.
We don't have labels.
We don't know.
But the beer is still an issue. And then that scam, like people have been talking. So you think maybe the people in Pacifico Beer know that it was you? So that is kind of just looming close to you. You may have made Pacifico an enemy of your taco truck.
So I feel like Marco is not that he's not obviously not that aware. So for the last week or so, and they weren't like the little 12-ounce can. They were these boys. They were the tall boys. Like crates of them, like pallets of them. So he
Wow.
has those in his apartment, and he always has one. And it's very conspicuous that he always has a Pacifico with him.
Taco truck
So
has to just always have them.
Yeah,
We just
yeah.
give them for free.
Give him
It's,
away.
that's
Yeah.
the like special is like with every taco you get 3 Pacifica.
Please get rid of these.
That's the mania right there talking.
Damn.
Okay.
What a deal.
Yes. Okay.
What a
Okay.
savings.
People are gonna love this. It doesn't matter how it tastes now.
I'm gonna say, adding to this, and to connect a little bit, the group and ground it a little bit more. Doña Chayo is actually your aunt.
okay.
Your mom kind of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air
Yes.
you and send you over to Mexico City with Doña Chayo. Your
Can she
tia
be my great
Chayo.
aunt?
Your tia Chayo. Well, yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
Started making
she's my
trouble in my
abuela's
barrio.
sister.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And she's been trying to guide you to a different life, and that's how you started the taco truck.
Love it.
And Doña Chayo also has given the opportunity to Ana Camelia because she believes in Ana Camelia, so she brought her into this. And then Shy kind of
Just here.
fell
Just
into
found
the
their way.
situation and is now added into the family. So it's like a family business at this point, with all the situations that are going on. And Doña Chayo is the heart. And she knows what you guys do.
May or may not
What
be able to cook.
yeah, who may, yes, still up to this
But who
moment.
can
We don't
say
know. We don't
After
know.
all that Pacifico.
Yeah. Maybe it's the Pacifico that
Maybe
makes her
it's
not
blaming on the
good
juice.
when she's all drunk in there in a moving truck. Um
Yes.
so at this point we have defined the generals of who we are as individual characters. We do have the relationships yet to be set in, but let's do first the truck, because after we talk about the business that you guys have together, the changarro, and how you manage with it, then we can at the end now just finalize the relationship amongst you three. Okay, so with that said, we're gonna now move over to the changarro, and you decided on the taco truck. Your changarro is a taco truck, and you move around the city selling the angels you hunt as tacos. You have regular clients in the spots you visit, but you got to keep moving because you are being hunted by an elite group of angels that nurse a special grudge against you.
Jesus.
So when you decide on a taco truck, you get problemas that are predefined. Your truck is an old truck. You wish you had a state of the art truck to sell your tacos, but the truth is, this old carcacha is barely holding together. You pray it won't fail you at the worst possible time. Then you're hunted. A group of elite angels have a personal grudge against you because something that you did. They're hunting you down on the pretext that you sell illegal angel tacos. Luckily, you have wheels to run away when things get dire. And I'm going to connect that directly. And I'm going to say that Angeles Securitas, this corporation, is the one looking for you guys specifically. So that we have a clear, not 7 different things coming at you, but one defined that is also connected to them individual stories.
One real big thing.
Yes.
I'm sure it's fine.
It's fine.
Everything's fine. It's okay.
That's the mania talking.
Yeah. we'll get a lot of that. So as part of the mechanics, your changarro has a restock. Basically, that is how much of the byproduct of angels, basically the meat, bones, all that stuff, that you have available to the tacos. As part of the session 0 and lines and views, we're not going to go too much into that portion of it. So we're going to put it on the background, and we're going to say that somehow Doña Chayo is the one that procures all this stuff.
Doña Child's a badass.
I was gonna say.
And you are just driving the truck, and literally most of the times people talk and say that you guys are the worst angeleros ever. Like you don't hunt
Wow.
angels.
We can't cook and we're bad at our job.
You got terrible products. Like what are you guys doing? But the truth is, this serves another purpose, which is putting you together, giving you something to do, and direction. So it gives meaning to what you guys can do. And normally, what you do is you actually just use your Nahual abilities to survive and protect yourselves and keep on doing and what you do.
Shit, we are the worst.
So right now, your stock is yes.
Real quick, I wanted to describe Marco's mask.
Okay. Oh yes, yes.
So
absolutely.
I was thinking, I was like, well, a t-shirt would be cool, and he just like pulls it up over his and it's got like a very adorable depiction of a possum on it. And I think he does have a weird amount of possum themed t-shirts. So he's like a cartoon character where he pretty much looks the same every day, but he doesn't
Different
smell that bad. So he's clearly changing.
Okay.
But he also has a black bandana, and it's got a pretty intricate pattern that when he pulls it up over his mouth and nose, it's got like a more, I'd say, feral looking laquache on it. So, and then that's his transformation. He basically like, and because he has like when he looks at you, he's like his eyes don't look all that intense. Like he just looks, he's just a really fun guy to be around. But as soon as he pulls up that mask, like his eyes look really sharp. Like just he could talk anyone into anything.
Okay.
Damn.
Intense.
That's about as intense as an opossum will be.
He's at the window.
All right. So profit is how we measure. Like when you go to different hotspots throughout the cities, you're going place to place trying to see if you sell things and make a profit on from it, and that's how you make money. If you have enough money, you have a special move which is called pachanga. That is partying in Spanish, in very slangy Spanish. Like pachanga is all out. Everyone's like drinking or eating, having a good time. Stress just melts off mechanically when you do it. There is a move for that. You can roll for it if we get to that. And you basically spend money to do this big old party. On the duties, you have a set of mundane duties that correspond to the daily routine of your business. Determine who takes care of what duties, however you guys decide. And this is working the grill, taking the orders, buying the supplies. We've talked about the supplies, and Doña Chaya is going to be taking care of that. And it's a little bit of a mystery, but you guys don't ask too many questions. It's like, I mean, it works. Why ruin a good thing, right?
Why?
Somebody needs to drive the truck. Somebody does the finance, paying things. Somebody is the one that cleans up like the truck and the tools, takes out the trash, wash the truck, and maintain the truck. So what do you guys think that your character would be doing on the normal? And it's not maybe you guys don't do all of them. Maybe the truck is always like unclean. Maybe you don't have somebody that takes care of accounting or anything, and you just literally like the end of the day, if you have money, you're good. If not, you're like, oh no, and then you try and figure out some scam to make money so you can go out tomorrow. That's your life.
Feel like that's the vibe.
Yeah.
I feel like Shy would be like, I'm great with numbers, but they're fucking lying, and like they're like just completely making it up as they go. And
Shy
so
already has to cook.
yeah, so I think they're like, I can take the orders and like cook a little. I help do that, but like don't worry about the hand slicey. It's okay. And then super good at math.
No.
So nothing is accurate.
There's one of those old school the machines where you put the money in. It hasn't worked for like a year. And you just put money in there.
Yeah.
You obviously this is a truck, so you don't pay like rent or services or things. Maintenance is rarely done, so you just throw money in there, and as long as you have money, you're like, oh, we're good, we're on the green.
That's how Shy does math.
Is that not how people live?
Is that
Not
not
functional?
is that not business?
Is that not
This seems
like
fine.
if money go in business? Come on.
So who drives the truck?
Girl. It's me. Am I old enough to drive? Now I am. Was I always? No. No. Am I sitting on a book? Yeah.
You're
And
sitting on the book and
sometimes-
you've got like bricks on the pedals.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm very small. And sometimes I do get out to do the trash, to empty
There's some
it.
Pacifico beers that are taped up.
Yes.
And sometimes like one rolls under a pedal, so it's like,
It's
sorry
like, oh,
guys.
no.
Like... we
I was
gotta
like,
clean
I
them
can't
out.
die, but
I take a trash bag out every now and then too.
amazing.
But I'm not like cleaning. I'm just getting a trash bag. Like, you know how when you see a truck and then like sometimes like some angry person will come out to like empty one of the trash cans that they have to have there? That's me sometimes. That's it.
Okay.
I feel like Marco would help clean and would kind of not bar back, because this isn't a bar, this is a taco truck, but like, bring in stuff and kind of handle the heaviest lifting possible for him, because he's really not that strong. But he does his best, and he is more of the barker. Like he's
Yes.
while if Shy is in the truck and they're taking orders like from the window, he's taking orders like out the back of the truck, like helping out when it gets busy. So just peek behind the curtain. When we were originally talking about this, we came up with this hilarious image of the taco truck needing to leave very, very quickly, but a possum hanging off the back as like the truck speeds around. Now, from what I understand, we don't completely transform into our Nahuale yet, but to kind of pay homage to that image, I feel like when we do have to peel out, like Marco's always the one that almost gets left behind, and it's only by like quickly grabbing on the back of the truck and just hanging on while Anna Camila drives. And like I've said, Marco is more lucky than good. So wherever we go, Marco still ends up.
Can we take a minute to appreciate the phrase "when we do have to peel out"? Because that's
Not if,
so
when.
normal here. That's just like how it is. And then when we have to peel out at the end of every session.
I feel like we have to call out something in the chat. Just K the Games, Just K the Gamer, sorry, said, please tell me the truck has a possum on the antenna in the front. It does now. It's got like some sort of like weird car ornaments are everywhere. Like you have your baby on board, you have your D20 that looks like it's cracked the window that you've stuck it on. So what we have here, like sometimes you have like what look like raccoon tails kind of hanging off of antennas and stuff. This is a small plush that has come from some novelty shop of just a screaming opossum, and you attach its little claws onto the antenna, so it looks like it's like hanging on for dear life, and that's on the antenna now.
Love it.
That's beautiful. This truck. Whoa.
So We do have some mechanics in there, which is the hotspots and the heat. The heat is a mechanic that literally drives all this stuff. Like the more you are in a place, the more the people that are around that place, either defending it or that have some kind of issue with you, will look for you. So that is maintained by a mechanic of heat, basically like Metal Gear Solid or Grand Theft Auto, where there is a level of how much attention you're driving to yourself, and that's basically when you need to get the hell out of there before things get too bad. We did have a donation for $10. Thank you, Lauren. That will give us a clue, which I'm gonna try to drive in once we settled on the finalized and first scene, and a complication. So
Uh-oh.
Thank you, Lauren. Also,
I have that in my pocket.
It's fine.
everything's
we're,
fine.
we're doing all right. Um, and on heat, we start. It goes from -1, and there's a little table in the changarro sheet that goes from +1, which is good. Everything's fine. Then 0, 0, -1, -2, -3. And that heat is what you roll to see if you can make a way when you try to escape with a move, which is literally trying to run from the place without getting into a problem. Finally, you get the changaro moves. You got fuga, which is escape. When you leave a hotspot in a hurry to avoid confrontation, clear this hotspot. Then roll with stress wagered, meaning you guys tell me how much stress you're going to put on putting everything in the truck, getting it ready, and leaving. It goes from 1 to 3. If you make it, you make it. If you fail, or if you have a partial success, then you may need to pay the stress that you wagered into this.
Uh-oh.
But that helps the move. So literally, you want to get stressed to do things right, and hope that you don't just stress up and then fail.
So
But
get stressed. Got it.
yeah.
Damn it.
Nailed it already.
There.
Good news.
A good group.
Emotional damage.
Yay.
Yay.
Uh, to understand how that works, and potentially we're gonna start with a scene similar to that after we come back from the break once we get to that, because I think the changaro and the questions are still a little bit there, and then we'll have just some scenes to kind of paint the characters. But we'll definitely start in a place with the complication that Lauren just threw our way. And potentially we'll get really, really quickly to a situation where you need to get the hell out of there. Finally, and we were talking about it, you get to choose one of the selections for your changaro, and that can be Doña Chayo, which is you have an old woman who does all the cooking for you and helps you with some duties. She's got the best sazon, the biggest smile. Most clients come to your truck just because of her. Whenever you mark your second hotspot, mark profit for free if you have Doña Chayo in the truck with you, meaning that she did what she does and she brought a lot of people in, and you made out fantastic. The next one is aliados, which is allies. Your clients are more than just regulars. They are your allies. They know your trade requires discretion, and they help you when possible, warning you, helping you pack, or getting in the way of your enemies. Anytime that you're trying to get the hell out of some hotspot, you have a +1 always, because the locals will try and help you. And finally, you have el mofles, the muffler. Um, this is a close friend. They call him El Mofles. He owns a small repair shop, and if your truck dies, you can call him to bring his tow truck and pick you up. He'll never let you down. If you ask Mofles to fix your truck, he's happy to help you out for free. He'll get your back on the road quick and keep things quiet. When he's done with the work, mark your debt truck. You had debt because
Yeah,
we cannot
surprise.
escape capitalism, even in a wall RPG.
Darn.
When your debt is full, Mofles asks you to help him out with something. It might be some big issue because, repairman get into a lot of difficult situations with supernatural, I guess, in Nahual RPG. That is kind of the set. So the option right now, or the choice, is gonna be which one of those options are you gonna get? Doña Chayo, to validate that Doña Chayo actually knows how to cook. Aliados, which means you're beloved everywhere and people try to help you. Or El Mofles, which just helps out when the truck just eventually breaks down.
Feel like we have to go with Doña Chayo.
Well,
don't
we don't
think we-
care if our food is good, though.
Yeah, we've got the maña. Doesn't matter.
We have breathed Doña Chayo to life just by being us.
Okay.
So, like, it's almost like she's a freebie, isn't it? Like,
Is
in a
it?
way,
I feel like we've got the Doña Chayo vibes, but we
We've
don't
got the
actually get the
vibes.
mechanical benefits.
that's what we've done. But think of how bad it's going to be if our truck breaks down.
Yeah.
Big
This
vibes.
is the
Come
only
on.
thing keeping us safe, because we're sure not doing that.
I feel like though with some of our some of the NPCs that we come up with, Eladios actually also
Would be
makes a lot
cool.
of sense because we know people that kind of cover for us, and that would kind of like mechanically solidify that.
This is like the extension of the barrio. The
Yeah,
truck's
exactly.
barrio.
This is like this is the solidification of the herd of food trucks that kind of move together.
But the aliados can't fix our truck if it breaks.
This is true.
That's true.
Maybe they could. I don't know, but
Unless we be like, can El
I should give them
Mofa
some
be
beer.
aliado?
Can El Mofles be there? Just
Yeah,
having
it's
some
like,
tacos.
These days we've been
Be part
paying
of
El
the
Lopez
aliado.
with a lot of Pacifico.
he just loves our tacos. So
I have never seen a group of Nahuales try to power game the changarro like it's happening right now. What
This
if
is
Doña
our
Chayo
life.
and El Mofles are
how do we get all three?
Yeah, exactly.
How do we get an A+ at Taco Truck?
What if Doña Chayo knows how to repair shit?
I mean, maybe
I mean,
her
she's
son-
already going and killing and processing
sorry, but,
angels
like,
or
is that
something.
not
We
the
don't
most
know.
realistic version of this that could
We're
be?
such
Like, what
metagaming
if Doña
shits right now.
Chayo- What if Doña
but
Chayo
I'm
could fix
good
our
with
undercarriage?
I'm good with either Eladios or El Mofles. I am going to vote for Eladios though.
Okay. So that's Aliados or Mofles. Shy. And I'm gonna call you by your character's name just so to make it easier on everyone
fine.
going
That's
forward.
fair. I think I like El Mofles because I feel like we're gonna break our truck. Let's be real.
Yes,
Ana Camelia, do you concur?
I do, but not necessarily just for the responsibility, but because I kind of want to see what happens when we go into debt.
What a statement.
What's
That's
that
very
like?
Diablo of you.
I warned you.
we owe someone something.
Remember, this is a manifestation of who we are.
Right,
Okay.
right.
True.
Shai's just
They're-
gonna fake, like, for real die and then fake die. You know, like, we go too far into debt. They're just gonna.
I didn't
If
pick
it
it,
gets
but
too
one
weird,
of
Shy's just gonna be. Both of you might play dead at any moment.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say one of the totem moves that I didn't take, but I can if we advance, is play possum and basically play dead. So
See,
we've got-
Shai can really die.
Yeah. Mark only fake dies.
Marco's like pretending, but Shy is actually
Shy
dead.
I
Like,
is the
but
real
did you
thing.
die?
Yeah, but did you die? And you're like, yes.
I'm that meme. But did you die?
Yes, you're fine.
Okay, so we have decided on El Mofles. So
Does that mean
we have
Doña Chayo can't cook for? She just
correct. her
Yeah.
food is
We
not.
flipped that coin and
it's-
determined.
It's not great. Yeah, Schrodinger has come back and said, "No,
The waveform has collapsed.
the
We have entered the
cooking is
reality
dead."
where
Yes.
Okay, we're taking
Um,
turns.
So Doña Chayo and Shy, like they're like talking and cooking and making everything, and the tacos come out and they look well, but people are like, "Ugh." But I guess like the free beer, the free Pacifico, and the
That greases it.
conversation, and Marco's there, like just
I
talking
couldn't
it
help
up,
but
telling
notice
stories.
you don't seem to like our tacos. Have a Pacifico. It's on the house.
And they're like,
And La
I
Casa."
mean, they're okay, and potentially, I mean, obviously, this the business still going, so people are still going and getting
There's
it.
money in the thing.
Yeah,
There's money in the
there's
banana
money in
stand.
the
thing,
changarro.
Yeah. So you got your old truck. You're being hunted by Angelica's Securitas. We will begin. I'm gonna say that you're actually gonna be the first place that you're gonna be going is outside of a bar. That is frequented by supernatural beings. That's where our first scene is gonna begin at. But before we do that, what is the name of our taco truck?
That's actually what I was going to bring up. Okay.
Yes.
I knew it.
So,
What do you got?
guys, I have some suggestions. And
Hit me.
yeah, so here we go. Here's Marco's suggestions. Me, Marco. Hi.
Okay.
We have Taco Carvana. So for Jonathan, there is a excellent chain taco place called Taco Cabana back home. They're a Texas thing. And so but we're on truck, so Cabana, Carvana. Anyway. Okay. Torchy's Tacos. We just straight up stole that one. It's trademarked in the US. It's an actual place. But we use it because we're in Mexico. And who cares? And
Legally distinct.
plus we literally have a Diablo.
What's the name?
Torchies?
Torties?
Torchies. Like torch.
Oh, Torchies. Gotcha.
Yeah, Torchies. They
But
they have a
Torchies is
little
not paying
devil
us.
mascot. I think they started in Austin, but they're around now. Their tacos are legit really good. But we can just say
Sponsor us.
So not like us.
no.
We're the opposite of that.
All we took was the name. Let's see. We've also got again, devil theme, tacos de fuego. And then
I like all
finally,
these.
tu quieres un taco.
Okay.
I was just gonna go with let's talk about it.
Oh, so Marco had these suggestions, and here comes Shy, and they just like atomic elbow drop.
And I like the name because it's in English, and this is Mexico City.
Exactly.
Let's talk about it.
Exactly.
And people are like, what?
Yeah, so they won't be able to like talk about it in English because they're what the fuck is this?
The name is weird. The tacos are the worst, but there's something to it. Just
There's something about
So
it.
that pulls me back every time.
In the name. I'm putting this in our chat here. But I feel like it's not about. It's not let's taco about it. It's let's taco about it.
Is
Yeah.
it? Let's
Yes.
talk about it.
This is terrible.
Perfect.
I love it. Okay. Do we have a name then?
We
Let's
have a
talk
name.
about it. Let's talk about it.
Let's
Okay.
talk about. Well, let's
What's
talk
the?
about
Is
it.
there signage? Like, is this like light neon name? Let's talk about it. Little taco that just pops up. What's the?
It opens and closes.
It goes.
Well, can Shy, since Shy likes to draw terribly,
Okay.
by the way, can it just be really bad Sharpie?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not it's not good.
So-
It's not
Look,
a
that's
good
what we could
decal.
afford.
So
Yeah.
in Mexico City, if you go like to the street vendors, most of them will have like just a piece of not cardboard, but what is it called? Like just but orange or like the greenest green, and then with a Sharpie, it's just the product that they sell is
Mm.
like So probably that's exactly what you got. And you have
Yes.
let's talk about it on top, but it just loses itself. Like nobody knows what you guys are called.
I feel like
Because it's
people
in
do it
English.
because they
Other
think
than you
it's
guys.
good.
And then you read it and you guys laugh and everyone's like, what is that? It's
The
like-
one sign that everyone can
Yeah.
read aside from our menu is
Yeah.
solo efectivo, because
Yeah.
we only take cash.
You have no way of taking any other
Obviously.
payment.
We don't have a computer. Are
Yeah.
you
So-
kidding?
Marco actually does have a modern smartphone
Okay.
that he like plays on, and it's just something that he brought with him because he's
Wait,
he's
excuse me.
American.
Excuse me, Marco. Do you have a nice cell phone?
Oh yeah. Before I left, I got the Apple phone, again, not paying us. The Apple phone 4, and we'll just say,
Wow.
like, at this point the Apple phone 6 just came out, and it's so it's got a really nice camera, and I get actually pretty good signal down here.
Guy
No,
has stolen
Marco's
it.
also he's our social media guy.
Oh yeah. That's Marco's other thing.
Marco probably has a bunch of phones if you think about it.
He does have a flip phone burner in his pocket as well. That's literally one of his equipment is a burner flip phone.
You've got one of those apps where you can like load digital SIM cards into it, like
Oh yeah.
just trying stuff.
Guy just steals it sometimes to
Yeah.
see if Marco notices. Puts
And
it back eventually.
and Marco can snatch it back.
Yeah, this is
It's-
probably a game they do.
Oh yeah. This is how Shy and Marco kind of this is the basis of their friendship, is the stealing back
Relaciones.
and forth of the Apple phone 4.
It's happening.
I like the idea of this running shot where it's like the bear, but taco truck. Like people doing things and the phone is there and then somebody's grabbing it and somebody has it. Then Doña Chaya is like taking it out of a sauce. And then it's like all sorts of things happening around the phone, just moving around.
And we've got a big sack of arroz, so I can. Mark's like,
Just
oh, it's
throw it in
fine.
there.
I'll just throw it in the rice arroz here.
It has seen some stuff.
The
Yes.
bag of arroz is its third home. Like, it spends an equal amount of time in Marco's pocket, in Shy's pocket, and in the bag of rice.
Yeah.
Love it.
I don't need it because I have quote unquote a shitty mobile phone.
And that's the description for the gear of Anna Camille. But also, I notice you have something else.
Yeah, I do.
What is that something else that's very particular that Anna Camellia has?
It's an obsidian sacrificial dagger. Just for the vibes.
Okay.
Nice.
It's cool.
Same shot, running around with the phone and everything. Then
Let's say
turns
Shy
around.
steals that too. Just
And
kind of
then-
plays with it. That's where the sauce
Yeah.
comes from. They're just like, whoa.
Yeah, you Shy.
They
with
cut
a
themselves
knife,
on it too.
obsidian knife, just like
Nowhere in the axolotl is
finger,
that they're supposed to be steely like this, and yet somehow I've put this in their personality.
You have added that little spice. Well, the people that
Oh.
you surround yourself.
I have a
They look
question
in the truck
about-
and see you cutting with that, and they're like, "Dang."
It's cool. It's metal. I have a question about the gear and stuff. There,
Yes.
for mine, it says I have my Nahual mask and 2 hearts of the earth.
Yes.
What are those?
So Nahuals, when they turn into their Nahual form, you guys as Angeleros, there's 2 things that need to happen for that to be processed. Because you're connecting supernaturally to something. It's a stressful process. Your body changes. You connect to another dimension where the mass and everything that you become comes from. So normally you'd have to put 2 stress to turn into your Nahual form. But if you have your mask on, that comes down to just paying 1 stress. But if you eat something that makes the connection with the supernatural stronger, then it goes down to 0 and you pay nothing. So those things that you can eat to improve your connection are called the heart of heaven and the heart of earth. The heart of earth is literally peyote.
Oh.
Peyote is
Uh-oh.
a type of
Nice.
cactus that is It can generate hallucinations and connections that
vibes.
are been considered to be a way to connect with the spiritual. So you guys do have peyote, and that is called a heart of heaven. And when you eat it, it facilitates the transmutation into the supernatural. There are heart of heaven, which is literally the heart of an angel turned into like jerky, and you just carry it with you. But it's so powerful. Like we said, the byproducts from angels have a lot of uh, supernatural abilities. So the heart itself, it just connects you directly to the other world. So if you have hearts of heaven or hearts of earth, that's what they are, and you have them because you are nahuales, and you never know when you're gonna have to turn into your nahual form.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Also, on gear specifically, the axolotl has a particular situation too. When you escaped Angeles Securitas, you were able to take some stuff with you.
Do I get to
We-
pick?
Yes.
Like one of those universal keys, but like I don't know to what.
Okay.
This key, like a key that opens a lot of locks. Could be
That's
digital, it
clever.
could be not. I'll let you pick, but
I'm gonna say that this is actually something that they were developing through the study of you and your Nahual magic. The key itself is it's like a credit card, but the front of it shape changes, and
Mm.
it's like mercury. It's like metal, liquid metal that turns into different things. So you have used it on digital things that need some kind of key or password, and you just tap it in and it opens it. You can use it to open doors, any door, any lock. And this was the prototype. You took it because you had that. You're not gonna make something out of studying me like I was a thing. I'm not letting anything behind. And you grabbed it and you took it, and then you figured out what it was. And now you kind of understand a little bit more why it's so important for them not to get you, and what terrible things that they are doing with other nahuals that they might be trying to catch.
that's so much cooler than anything I could have thought of. Thank you.
I would think that that's how you unlock Marco's phone.
Yeah. So I was just doing things and y'all are like, how are you? And they're like, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I changed my password. How do you know my passcode
worry
every
about it.
single time?
Well, the thing where the cashier machine, the old one that doesn't even work, the only way that it can be open because it doesn't even have power is because you got that.
Nobody super questioned it, but
yeah.
Shai's just like,
Yes. So let's talk about it. Is a great business that has all those terrible signs outside. It looks like a child drew on it, and it has little drawings of the tacos, and all of them look the same. They have just different prices. They don't even have the names for them.
No.
Nobody can understand how, like Teresa herself, like every time, like she's just so joyful because when people come to your taco truck, immediately they go over to her truck and then buy something over there.
we're good for her business.
It's a very good business. Yes. You always duplicate the sales of anyone that goes into your little taco truck. So that is why Teresa and Marco have like been able to have this friendship, this blooming friendship, because like literally she's always like, wherever you guys go, I'm there with you. Like so at this point we have our changarro. We have three very particular nahuales with a very particular setup for how they work.
I feel like we have a very singular set of skills.
Yes.
I have a
I
very
like how the
specific set of
last-
skills.
the last thing we figured out was like, oh, who cooks? Everyone, I guess, a little bit.
Doña
Yeah,
Chayo,
maybe-
it's fine.
Doña Chayo.
Maybe that's why it's terrible. Like you don't even have somebody to find.
Nobody's like a dedicated.
You rotate and it's like, hey, we need some barbacoa, and like one of you at random is like, I'll do it.
Yeah,
And-
I feel
and
like
then-
Marco does like the more shredded angel meat. Like,
Okay,
yeah, that's
you're like a
those are the
carnitas
days.
guy.
Yeah, those are the days where it's like it looks like barbacoa, where it's like
Yeah.
more shredded tacos. Those are Marco days.
Okay.
Okay,
Extra
and-
saucy days are shy.
yeah.
Oh, they have the red sauce. It's thirsty. It's like-
How unique.
know.
Yeah.
Very
Everything I
irony.
make is spicy.
So all that said, let's paint the scene. I'm gonna say Shy doesn't have a house. Like part of the gear in the playbook literally state that the gear that they have is what we just went over. So I'm gonna say that you're in this garage for the apartment that Marco has, and that's where you have your garage is literally where you have all your stuff. You have all the things lined up in there. You have Pacifico beer up to the roof. On the second floor, there's a little apartment where you live, but you just sometimes go in there and sleep. But either you're on the streets, you're on the taco truck, or you're hanging out. And that's where morning finds you. You're about to start your business day. Shy, you wake up and you have a little tendido, which is just like something that you put on the ground to sleep in inside of the taco truck. And Marco, since you've been over, doesn't want to like the bed. He doesn't have a bed, probably. He has
Oh
the
no,
same kind of
it's a
setup.
mattress on the floor.
Yeah.
He's got a middle-sized apartment, so it's actually not bad. But Marco, being who he is, hasn't bought a bed. Doesn't really. He's got the bricks and boards and milk crate furniture for like his like CRT TV and stuff. And he's in like he actually kind of has a couch, and he's let Shy, if you ever want to, you can take the couch. That's fine. You don't have to sleep in the garage if you don't want.
Easier to run away out here.
Oh, all right. That makes sense. Yeah.
Cool. Awkwardly
How-
walks away.
how, how would getting together to go out to work happen for Ana Camelia? Is Ana Camelia coming to the house? Do they pick you up? Do you guys see somewhere?
I don't know if they can pick me up because I'm the driver. So I guess I have to show up.
She has to show up to the
Okay.
garage.
Yes.
So I be walking to work. No one really knows where I live.
I feel like she just kind of appears like
Yeah.
like we're like Shay and Marco are chatting or like we look away for a second and then we look back and she's there.
That's just
I'm like every morning I'm out in front like smoking a cigarette, having a
Like,
cafecito.
We've
like-
literally never seen her walk up on the place.
I'm gonna say that's what happens right now. You come down and you're like, I've told you the couch. If you want, you don't have to. And then suddenly you turn around and on the couch is Ana Camelia just sitting down with a cigarette, and you're like, what? Am I not here?
One of these days you're gonna have to tell me how you do that.
Do what?
Oh, hey, you want a Pacifico? I got a couple in the fridge.
I'll take one for the road.
All right, crack. That's
Says the
Kids-
taco truck
kids don't.
driver.
No, don't do this if you're watching.
And as we're together with all three of you in there, you hear Doña Chayo, which is actually the house that this garage and the second floor room is connected to Doña Chayo's house. And your grand aunt just comes out, tiny woman, 4 feet, like just and she's all like this warmth that comes into the room, and she's like, "Oh, good morning, mijitos."
Morning, Dia. And whenever he gives her a hug, and I feel like whenever Marco hugs his great Dia, he feels like her fingers feel like steel. Like she gives surprisingly strong hugs for
Yes,
someone her size and age.
yes, that is true. As you say, it is exactly how it is. So now that we are in this moment, us as an audience and us as the people playing the game, the relationships, the way that Nahual works, the last section of it, creates very specific bonds amongst yourselves. So I'm going to ask each one to choose one of those and select another of the players and the characters to kind of match them up with one of those relationship questions. And I think this is going to be the final section, because this is literally the point where we have defined everything about the Changaro and the characters. Before we take a little break, if you're at home, if you're seeing this, take some time off, drink water, take your bio break. But we are nearing having everything ready so that we can begin the narrative fiction first play of Nahual RPG. So with all that said, let somebody has a question right now that they already kind of figure out what they want to do with it.
Yeah, I got one. For Marco, Anna is the only person I wouldn't dare to trick or cheat. Why? Do they know it? I think the why is pretty obvious.
It's that knife.
That it's their whole vibe. Like, I don't know if at this point Marco would have seen your transformation, but there's definitely a vibe. And I would say that you absolutely know that Marco would never try to trick or cheat you.
I agree.
Okay. Anna Camelia.
Ooh, okay. Mine are really mean. They're either mean like towards me or like mean towards somebody else, which is like real extreme. So I'm gonna go with I've got stuff like, you think somebody is weak and a burden, or like somebody thinks you're a straight up asshole. What did you do? And I'm like, oh, not within the family. Like, we aren't doing this. So I'm gonna have to go, or like I got somebody in trouble. No, baby. Like, I'm gonna go with okay, shy strikes you as relatable. While you normally keep to yourself, you enjoy their company. What specifically makes you like them? And I think we know the answer. It's the chisme.
Yeah.
We're talking very low key shit constantly.
You gotta
Like,
gossip.
we are gossiping. But like in a very like calm way. Like, you might not notice it. But we're constantly just
Somehow we know all the the chisme of the entire barrio, just like
Yeah.
everybody's shit.
we know it. Marco goes to like talk to people and we're like, no. Not them.
That's
Yeah,
actually
I feel like Marco has no idea that y'all gossip about this. I feel like this is some
That's
femme presenting or femme adjacent stuff, and it's not like he's against it. He's young and he's just really not aware.
different
This-
frequency.
Yeah,
this
exactly.
actually ties into one. I guess I'll do this one for Anna, because it says you've told, I guess, Anna Camelia the full extent of what your jailers did to you. Ask them how they comforted you.
You told me that, and I was just like taking it in. We were like sitting on the back of the truck. You were probably like preparing
Slicing my
kind of
finger.
vegetable. You were slicing your own
As you were
finger.
telling the story, you were.
And like I was smoking, and you and I got my knife out. This was the first time I ever showed you my knife. And I was just like, never again. And I put it away.
Oh, I love that.
Oh.
That's rad.
It was the first time I showed you my knife.
God,
I
people
showed
gotta
you
stick
my-
together.
I showed you my knife. Please respond.
I sent Blade.
Okay.
Okay. So we just did a cycle and we have one connection per. So Shy has this connection with Anna Camellia. So now Anna Camellia, you gotta select another one for the other character that is pending.
Okay. So I didn't fully get that, and that means that I'm gonna have to give you one of the mean ones.
Yes.
Thank you for
I'm
giving me the nice one.
I thought, like, in a way, I thought I could get away with picking like just one night, like, and so I picked the
No.
only one that was
No.
kind of nice.
Nahual RPG is also organized for drama. So
It's fine. Like Marco's kind of a little jerk. So
Okay, I've got one.
That actually works then.
This is okay. It's not so bad. Okay. You did something for Marco, and you feel like they owe you big, but they act like nothing is off.
perfect.
What
That's
would they need to
perfect.
do to make you feel that you are even? So,
So
what happened?
before we go into what they need to do, what did you do for Marco?
I feel like I helped Marco with a scam.
Did
Of
you help with
course.
the Pacifico?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was a big deal.
Well, it's still everywhere. Like it's the pallets are stacked up in the garage. I offer you Pacifico whenever you come over. I literally have a can of Pacifico like every day, and yet
And yet,
yet
you said like you were going to make sure it went well. That it worked. And look what happened.
it's fine. What? It's fine. What's?
It's not fine.
I mean, we have
We
gotten
look like
caught.
assholes. We look like assholes. The whole barrio is talking about us.
I mean, we give them a lot of Pacifico. We never seem to run out. That's really weird too.
Like assholes. We give out 3 with
Blink,
every
blink.
talk.
Just modem sounds. Blink, blink.
He's like, how is this not working?
It's fine.
So-
I have one for Shy. You care so much about gaining Shy's respect. Why is that? And so we said earlier that that Marco really isn't keyed into when Anna Camellia and Shy talk about the barrio business. And that doesn't really bother him, but he feels like, and he doesn't know the specifics of Shy's situation and escape and everything, but he feels like something there, like there's a vibe, and he wants Shy to think that he's really cool because maybe one day they'll tell him that story. But I mean, and it's not like he's like pining for the story or anything like that, but he's
that's
just
so cute.
yeah, he would like to know one day, and he's really hoping that he gets on your good side well enough to where you'll share that with him. And if you don't, that's fine.
Okay, but that's actually perfect because what I was going to do for Marco
Okay.
was that someone has previously worked for your jailers. Why do you still trust them? And I figured, you obviously agree to say no to this, but you worked like a temp job for like them in the US, like their US version. Um,
So that can work because like we were kind of talking about, Marco was pretty successful in high school, just kind of like without trying much, burned out. And so there was a period where like he was kind of trying to figure stuff out, but he needs money. I mean, like his parents are like, "Nah, we're not giving you shit. You didn't go to Texas A&M, so you're not getting
Whoa.
anything." And
Whoa.
hey, that's a little bit of
That
backstory.
was-
Anyway,
Damn.
so yeah, he worked for the San Antonio warehouse for Angelica Securitas. And yeah, it was a nothing job. Like he was basically working in the warehouse, like and he was spending his money on sort of his tuition. Like he was putting in like maybe 6 hours every semester. Maybe he was making progress but not fast progress. And he was spending the rest of his money just partying and stuff. And that's after that, when he finally finished, that's when he saw everything, he started to figure stuff out, and that's when his abuela sent him down to Mexico City. And yeah, so like he had probably like swag that he brought with him.
Yes.
Like he probably had like a t-shirt and a hat, you know, like a water bottle or something. And so yeah, there was probably a moment when you first came over to his apartment and you saw like his water bottle or a coffee mug or something, and you're just like, yeah.
yeah, and so I feel like I trust Marco in the sense of like, oh, it was just a warehouse gig, you know, it's probably nothing. It's just a small connection. You have those sometimes, corporate stuff, capitalism stuff. But there is some element that's like, or is that what he wants me to think?
Yeah.
So that's kind of why there's still that like slight
Mhm.
distance. So I think that works. That's pretty
Yeah,
fun.
perfect.
Yes. Okay. So when we play Nahual RPG, we initiate, and it sounds like we already have a backstory after we end up creating our changaro and our characters, right? There's a history amongst you, things that happened before we start playing. That's where we're gonna stop right now. We want to say thank you to all the people that have been sending donations. We had $10 donation from Sahana, so we got an additional clue and an additional complication for the start of the game. And then somebody anonymously, thank you, sent $50 donation. So that means that we have an additional grand complication.
A lot of complications. I'm sure it's
So
fine.
ready for that.
But also, we've had a lot of people send donations to provide +1 to all of you. So I'm gonna say that each one of you has. I'm gonna notch it up to 3 each.
Yes.
So we had 7, but I don't want to play favorites and give somebody 3 and other people 2. So we're all gonna have 3. That means that when you call it, you can use a +1 to change something. And I'm gonna play it off like even though you did not have aliados, you do have some aliados. So the aliados are the audience. And when you decide to do a +1, somebody around you is gonna help you out to make that a little bit better than what you did.
I love that.
With all that,
Rad.
thank you so much for coming in here and being a part of Diversity Saves and this event specifically. We are out here, we're doing a bunch of things. We are part of the community and we love to put it out there. We will take a break. It's gonna be, I'm gonna say 5 minutes.
5 minutes is great.
5 minutes would.
And then we will come back and we will start our fiction narrative of how our little group of angeleros start their day. A taco truck in Mexico City that sells the worst tacos that you have ever imagined.
deadpan.
And we're back. Welcome back to Diversity Saves. This is Hispanic Heritage Month, and we are playing Nahual RPG. For the first middle of the session today, we have been creating our very particular Nahual characters, and we have an axolotl, we have a Diablo, and we have a Tlacuache, which is a possum. And we have decided that we have a taco truck. It is the blood of our heart, literally. And we have initiated our session with a number of donations. So we are coming in hot. We start the scene as we see the taco truck. Let's talk about it. Standing in front of this, this building looks like a small coliseum. It used to be for lucha libre, for Mexican wrestlers, and it has been transformed, and now it is a place where creatures, specifically supernaturals, gather and go see different supernaturals fight. So you do have a Nahual in there that goes and transforms and fights a vampire, and people are like, and you have the bright idea of going outside because it's gonna be the biggest night for some reason, which you guys are not aware of. You've been doing other things. You don't see TV, you don't hear radio, you got things to do. You got a taco truck to run, right?
Yeah.
But there's something today that's happening that you don't understand. It's early in the morning. You get there as early as possible to grab the best spot where you can park the truck, and you can see Corazon de Crib kind of come in, and then another taco truck. I want to say another taco truck. Your big adversary, called Cochinito
Let's
Loco.
not talk about it.
And they kind of park in front of you in that little hallway of trucks or food trucks that kind of gather, and you are prepping everything up, putting your truck, opening up the sides where people can get to you, and they are doing the same, just turning and looking at you. And it's that moment where you cross, like, just, and they're like,
It's okay. We have like 1,000 more followers than they do, so it's fine.
I'm sure that translates.
yeah.
Yeah, we don't get that, but I have my
Totally.
knife out, just
You're like with the knife on your hand, just
casually.
I just does the like that, but no, I used to get 6 foot. Everyone's just like,
I'm like looking into my knife and like lining my lips.
so.
iconic.
The taco truck is right there. Tell me, what are you guys doing as you set up? You see the other trucks. Teresa is out on the side, just right beside you, and she's setting everything up with her mom and her sister. But tell me how, let's talk about it, comes together in the morning as you set up.
So I feel like Marco is taking pictures. So he's just walking back from taking like a dual selfie with Teresa and for
Okay.
Corazon de
I got nervous.
Corazon de Crave, and let's talk about it. And now he's trying to get good pictures with Anna Camelia and Shy. And Anna Camelia, I feel like is all about this. Like she gets the best pictures, but like somehow every morning, Shy, I'd love to get, and there's like just a blur where Shy was. He's never gotten a picture of Shy.
Never will.
Never will.
What is Anna Camelia doing?
I am kind of setting a perimeter just to like let the other trucks know that we're not here to play. Like, I've got my knife out and I'm setting up trash stations.
Okay.
Making sure the hot sauces are refilled. You know.
I'm gonna say that when you're walking around, you do see something that you don't normally see, and that is Luis.
No.
Luis is Marco's uncle, but
Yeah.
also younger than Marco. He's
Yeah,
about
It'd be like
that's how
that
it is.
sometimes.
That's how it is.
he's like 15.
You don't have that?
and
It do be like that sometimes.
It is like that every time.
and he's sitting there. But you can see him fiddling with his own like just thumbs. He looks a little bit nervous, and he's just looking around and looking at your taco truck. He doesn't come out with you. Like, you know that he disapproves the for Doña Chayo to be with you guys.
Mm.
But for some reason today, he's out here and he's not even there. He's not like he went over and he said hi to you guys or anything. He's in the back. He's there in a little side alley where you're taking trash and figuring out what's the line for you to take everything that's consumables and shit. And he's there and he's just kind of like and just over the fence looking at the truck.
I don't like that. I'm gonna deposit my trash if I may. And I would like
You deposit your trash successfully.
I would like to appear behind him
Okay.
menacingly.
You do. He just like you normally do, he doesn't notice, and then when he turns, you're right there just besides Luis, and he's like, fuck. Like,
That's
like,
exactly
oh my goodness. He turns around, he's like, what are you
Looking-
doing? And also his voice kind of like cracks, not just because of you showing up out of nowhere. There's something else. Like, he's like, what, like, what?
Luis. Why don't you come over and say hello to Marco?
He turns around, he's like, no. I was just actually passing by and I'm waiting for somebody. I don't want to mess with you guys. I know that you guys are working. Also, and he just turns around and he's like, I saw that Shy is there, so you know how I feel about all that.
I get my knife out and just kind of like
He kind of
That's-
like immediately kind of like, what the fuck?
and
It's
I'm
like,
like
stop! You gotta stop doing that, Anna. People
That's-
freak out every time that you got your knife out of nowhere for no particular reason. We're in an alley. Like, if somebody comes by, and immediately, as he says this, you see a cop, and he's
Ew!
looking over. And thank you for the $10 donation. We see that this cop turns around and sees both of you, and he's like, you got the knife on your hand. And he's like, turns around and kind of gets his hands on his belt. He's got one of those vests that it's not even bulletproof or anything. It's just part of the. And he starts walking, and he looks to be like a traffic cop, but he's walking
okay.
like he's got all the authority right now. It's like
This one's gonna be extra, isn't he?
and he's just like, you can't see it, but he's like, hey, you over there, I'm gonna need you to put your hands up and not do any sudden moves.
Okay. I'm gonna
And
do that,
Okay.
but I'm also gonna be like, I have to get this back to the kitchen.
And he kind of can't get so playing a PBTA means that we are narrative first. Anything that should happen happens. At the moment that we get in a situation where there's a possibility that things can go wrong, or good or super good, then we kind of figure out what kind of move is being triggered. In this case, it sounds
Like I'm manipulating.
Yeah, I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say that right now you're trying to avoid trouble.
Yeah, big time.
But when you rely on instinct and quick reaction to avoid danger, difficulty, or unwanted situations, you're gonna roll with instinto.
Oh no!
Oh, it's like our worst ones.
Not Manya.
It's not. That's not very Manya of you.
So you're gonna roll
Ay,
2d6, and per most of the PBTAs, what we do is we roll 2d6. We add whatever the specific ability is, or sometimes there's questions that might give you pluses or whatever. I remind you, you have 3 +1s that the audience
Yep.
can give you. Um, and then we figure out what the role is. In this game, the Murakami, which is the name for the person running the game, and it means the master of ceremonies, it does not roll for anything. You guys try to do things, and we figure out per the dice and the moves what happens, right? So right now you're trying to avoid trouble.
I'm trying.
So you're gonna roll with instinto,
Yep.
and let's see what happens.
So 2d6, I got a 10, but then my modifier here is -1, so then 9.
Okay.
How were you feeling about that?
So I'm gonna tell you that for every roll that we're gonna do for the session and for Nahual RPG in general, if you roll 6 or less, you have a miss. If you roll 7 to a 9, it's a partial success. It's called a hit. And if you roll a 10, that is a full hit. 10 plus is the best thing that can happen. In this case, a 7 or a 9, as the move tells, you flinch or hesitate. And I kind of manage with it as the Murakami, but you don't get what you need. But you could use one of the +1s that you
could.
have to turn it into a 10.
And that's not all 3, so
Yep.
Yeah, I'll use 1 +1, please, Murakami.
So, as this is happening and you say this to him, like one person from the other side comes through. It's not even from your taco truck. It's from another taco truck. And they're like, Mijita, we need the knife. And you notice like just
Lo siento!
and it's just like, so, and he turns around and is like, you should be ashamed of yourself. And it starts coming out the cop. And it's like, she's just a kid. And you are talking to her without like the parents. And what are you doing? And they kind of just jump in the middle. Mia, go over there and take the knife. Be very careful, like we've told you. And the cop is kind of like, what? And this person kind of engages in there to try and just keep them there. And Luis also turns to you and is like, he looks like he is like, I'm sorry, I didn't want that to happen. He just starts walking with you to get out of the alley.
Oh, now you
And
want to come.
and you successfully kind of get out of the situation and move on to the parking lot where all the trucks are parked. But
Okay.
Luis turns around and it's like, okay, so good luck in your taco day or whatever. Like I said, I am meeting somebody and I gotta go. He's obviously to you trying to get out of the conversation at this point and just go away from you. And also you feel that he is a little bit more nervous as you walk to the parking lot. Marco, Shai, you're on the truck. And from the windows, or Marco's probably down, just putting everything up. You got a table where you got all this, the Cerveza Pacifico in there, and you're kind of walking around. It's like, hey, you look like you need one of these. And, hey!
I love that Anna looks, younger, and yet she's got a cigarette and presumably a can of Pacifico. And again, not the little ones, the tall boy.
Yes.
I don't even open the top. I just poke a hole in it with the knife and
Shotgunning the tall boys.
Ritually shotgunning the tall boy.
yeah, and it's unholy. So please take
The
note.
knife, not the tall
Yes.
boy.
Well,
Well,
I mean, it'll be holy if they sponsor us. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Pacifico, this could be
Pacifico,
changed.
come on.
this could be a good thing. So you do see Luis and Anna and Camelia kind of having this conversation, like,
Okay, good. So they see it. They clock
yes.
it. Okay. Success.
Marco realizes that that Shy has his phone now, but it's fine because he's already like made the post for the morning, and he looks over and
what social media are you using for?
Yeah.
For this?
Okay.
I'm curious.
So in our world, it's still fucking Twitter.
It still
Damn
is.
So
I
our
get what
world,
you're saying. It never
like the universe where
It's a better
Twitter actually
world.
took
It's a better
safety
world.
seriously and marginalized communities seriously,
Oh.
and they fully invested in
Okay.
their like moderation
I got
and
it.
all of that. So
What a beautiful
Twitter
fiction.
is what it should have been.
I thought you were trying to double down on punishing us for a
Oh
second there.
no. Meta is still evil, but
Yeah.
we still use Insta because everyone uses Insta. So
Fair
we're
enough.
we're on Insta and Twitter.
Marco is on it all. Okay.
Yeah. So after we see this, and it looks like okay, good. I'll okay. You got it right now. I'm gonna. Luis is looking really weird. Let's see what he's up to. I'll be right back. And Marco is gonna try and stealthily follow Luis.
Yes.
Okay.
Going right
Camelia,
to-
you kind of disconnect from that. You let Luis kind of walk
Yeah.
away. Okay.
Whatever.
Marco kind of passes you, and you guys look at each other. Is this obvious that you're like, okay, so that exchange happens? You're all just like,
Oh yeah.
A series of
You don't get it.
nods.
We are scammers. Like
yeah.
Shai's
that
just
was-
prepping for the day, by the way. Like fully.
but then
And
like
you've got the
Shai
phone, so you can
smells
you're
the
like listening to
T-Man
something
wing.
if you want.
Yeah, I'm vibing.
what's the music that's playing on the taco truck as Shy is working?
Probably like really old, outdated, like reggaeton type stuff. Just like
Yes.
really good, the good shit, but like outdated, and everyone knows it. It's like this
Okay.
isn't the popular.
The music, it's not bringing the people in. It's for
No,
us.
it's like we
It's for
heard
you.
that all the time. Like everyone knows that Daddy Yankee song. Come on, do something
Yeah.
better.
Marco definitely has music service plus whatever it is, and so you can get whatever you want. Like the old shit is all there.
Wow.
And we just got another donation, and this is going to replenish the one that Tay used. So you're back on 3.
Yes.
Thank you for the donation. We are at $107 donated as of right now. So thank you so much to everyone donating. And yeah, Marco, you are walking behind Louise, who starts kind of going out the parking lot to the front where the main street connects to this place. And the Lucha Libre place, you can hear the sound inside, like it's already, I want to say it's like 10 a.m. And they're supposed to come out shortly, like at 10-11. So the show is going on inside. You guys are getting ready. You walk out there, and I'm gonna ask you to do a sneak around.
Right.
Sneak around. When you sneak around to avoid confronting a problem directly or trying to avoid them seeing that you are trailing them, you're gonna roll with Manya.
Yes,
So-
finally.
You got that though.
You got
I got
it.
that. All right, here we go. Oh no.
Ooh.
So that's a 5 on the die. That's
Okay.
+2 mania. So
That's
you
a
know what?
7.
We're gonna let it roll with the 7. We're gonna see what happens.
Okay.
Okay.
So, on a 7 to 9, a partial success, a partial hit, you get to choose 2 of the things. You move past or close to watchful threat. You seize an exposed asset or resource. You can bring others along with you, or you can take a secure or strong position.
I'm gonna.
So, yeah, off the bat, I think bring others along with you is not something that applies.
Mhm.
But other than that, you can choose any of the other 3.
Okay, so
Some good ones.
we are going to take a secure position
Okay.
and I'm gonna try and take Luis's wallet.
Okay. So
Well, actually, have I seen Luis use a phone before? Like, does he
You-
have a nice
have.
phone or? Okay,
You
I'm gonna
have.
try and take that.
Okay.
Nice.
You do. So you move in and you kind of like walk around and you kind of time yourself with other people moving around, and you go in a little group and you pass by where he is, and you take his wallet, and then you kind of move around and you put yourself behind like a big old man, and he cannot see you, and you're there and you got the phone.
And I'm gonna look through his recent messages.
Okay.
Ooh,
I'm gonna look through his
So
texts and his DMs.
you start doing that, and very quickly you get you hit a jackpot. You see that he has been messaging with people that work for Angeles Securitas, and he's been talking like, you kind of go back and see that the conversation originally started asking like, what was the reason why they were looking for this person. That he says that he saw some posters and some Facebook post that they were looking for somebody, and this is how they look and whatever, to the point that the conversation turns into, I may have information about it. They offer to give him money if this is able to find the person, which clearly is Shy. And he turns that down. He's like, well, I don't want any money, but if they did something and you have a reasonable cost to get them for whatever, that is your business. But I will be in, and the location is the parking. Send somebody and I can take them and show them where they can find this person.
So Marco is gonna. He's like, Tio, and Tio's me,
Tio.
and he's gonna start screenshotting and texting his own phone with the screenshots.
Okay.
Very smart.
You're doing all that. Meanwhile, cut back to
Yeah.
the taco truck.
Guys,
Shy
Cutting off fingers.
Yeah, you see Ana Camelia comes over and kind of just jumps in and, how are we doing? Shy has all of the cilantro cut up, and that's all that they've been working on, and it's like just a mountain of cilantro.
nothing else.
Just the cilantro.
Okay.
Perfect. I
So like the
hyper
one
fixated
thing
on it.
people ask to take off.
And and Doña Chayo is sitting there and she's just putting the cilantro in little bags, like we're gonna be ready for the people. Mira, todo el cilantro is ready. And she's putting it together. And she's like, some people taste cilantro and they say it tastes like soap.
It's me, unfortunately.
It's a medical condition.
Oh, no.
Tragic.
And
like,
you're like,
I don't think I have that.
You're washing your hands with the cilantro. It's like,
Oh no.
Very sanitary.
Yeah. While you're prepping all this stuff, you do notice a person come up to the front, and they're it's a woman. She is looking at this table with the beers, and you notice that she's dressed up like a rent-a-cop for just private security for Pacifico.
No.
And she is looking at the beer and kind of grabbing it and looking at the serial numbers. And
what?
No.
Those just happen to be here today. It's really strange.
She turns around and is like, what is strange?
She turns
Nothing.
around and has to do this.
It's like, nothing strange. You want some cilantro?
Yeah. Well, I do love cilantro, but
Right on everything.
I am working right now.
Have a special sauce that goes with it.
What? You can't have some cilantro, baby? I'm on the clock.
Just cilantro, nothing
This
else.
really fucked me up. As it hit that Pacifico.
Who is in charge of this little business right here? So I need to talk to whoever is in charge.
I mean, that's a really metaphorical question, don't you think?
Yes.
Should I? Like,
I mean,
somebody has to be the owner, or who's running this business?
Running is a loose term, I think.
Yeah.
And she's kind of confused, and she's like, and she turns to you, Anna, and it's like, is she okay? Is she drunk?
No. She's working.
It's important. Cilantro's popular.
We are working.
Okay. And the security lady is kind of turning around and just kind of confused at this point.
I'm gonna be honest, Shai probably doesn't know who actually owns this truck, and that's why they're stalling. They're like, I don't know the answer to this question, actually.
Well, I'm not the owner.
That's what I'm saying. None of us actually own this truck.
And funnily enough, there might be not necessarily like an understanding of where this truck came from. Just know that Marco one day had it.
Yeah.
And you don't ask questions. You just
we don't.
So they're kind of confused. And they're like, well, I'll do this. I'll just wait for a little bit. Wait for you guys to have everything ready, and maybe I see somebody who's in charge. There is a big problem. You see, there was a robbery. Okay, I work for Pacifico.
Okay.
And a large amount of their product disappeared. And we believe whomever stole it has been selling it within the barrio. And
selling is a strong term.
Well, what do you mean?
Well,
I mean,
well, we didn't buy this.
That's so much worse.
You get that's how that's worse.
The guard turns around and it's like, you didn't buy this?
No, it's promotional from Pacifico. Somebody in a shirt like you, bring it to us.
You're telling me somebody from security gave you free product?
Not marketing.
I gotta investigate internally now, because this might be bigger than what I thought. We might have somebody in there that's just incorrectly and then we go back to the scene outside. Marco, as you were there and you sent all this details of what's going on, you do see an SUV, a black SUV that comes over, and they have the logo for Angeles Securitas. And they're coming, and you see that the window cracks down a little bit, and people are looking out. And the people that are looking out, they are dressed in like black suits, glasses, and just very clean cut. They're well groomed. They don't look like just boots on the ground people.
Mhm.
They're turning around and they look like corpos.
So Marco is going to be like, "Ugh. All right, shoot," and he's going to reach to his bandana, pull it up over his nose. His eyes are going to go from dark brown to a very light brown, and he is going to summon his Nahuale. He's gonna,
Okay.
as he does this, as he's pulling up the mask, he shoves a heart of the earth into his mouth. And first thing he's gonna do is he's gonna grab Luis by the back of his whatever he's wearing, and he's gonna like look at him. He's like, you drop this, Tio," and he's gonna shove his phone back in his pocket. And he's gonna let him go. He's gonna like back up and like still looking at him, and then he's gonna turn around and he's gonna just sprint back to the truck.
Okay. So as you go, you went up to him, and specifically at the moment that he was looking in his, like he sees the car coming, and his hand immediately goes to his pocket to try and grab his phone and kind of send a message, probably like, "I'm right here," or "I'm the guy with the black shirt," or whatever. He cannot find it, and that's when you come up, grab him, put the phone, say what you just said, and then you feel the energy, this primal instinctual magic start to turn you. And as you put your mask on, it kind of slides over and you start taking the form of this hybrid giant possum the size of a person, and your mouth naturally goes open and this long tail moves out and you start running. And you normally think like you look like, you have seen other people turn into nahuales and they look cool as shit. And what we see as an audience is just a giant fucking possum just going like, ah, and running around and
He's like, he's got his mouth open like he's screaming, but he's not. He's only screaming softly. He's like,
"Oh no!"
And you start moving through the parking lot, and trash cans just fly out of your way as you move over. And the SUV immediately turns and sees that this is happening. But you have given yourself enough space that you are running and you're halfway in the parking lot going over there. But you can hear the doors open and people coming down. Back in the truck. But look, what I'm trying to say, the lady is exasperated. She's been talking to you guys for a bit. And you're going on, and Doña Chayo's like, "Really, you should try some of the cilantro. It's really fresh." And she's like, "No, there's a problem. People are stealing." When you hear the sound of racket just coming from the parking lot. And you can see Marco in his Nahual form coming, running, towards the taco truck.
"Do you think this is enough to make a fuss?"
Yes.
Yeah.
Um,
Everybody's just like,
We're all
Well,
like,
you-
oh.
so what are you trying to? So making a fuss is a move. But normally what it is you're trying to get people to do something by being really loud and doing something. So are you trying to get other people involved? Are you trying to get the Angeles Securitas to do something? What is your intent?
So my intent is to distract the Angeles Securitas uh, agents. Have them look at me instead of trying to look around for the truck and specifically looking for Shy. But I also want to get their attention.
Alert them.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
Love it.
hopefully they'll also look down at my phone, and hopefully see that there's a couple of notifications of some clarification on what's going on.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah,
Um,
I'm basically trying to draw all the attention to me,
Got it.
and so that that should give Anna Camellia and Shy some time to figure out what's going on.
So now, with the narrative explain of what you're trying to get, yes, this absolutely triggers the make a fuss move. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna roll with Manya, and when you make a fuss to get someone to do what you want, you roll with Manya, and tell us what you roll.
All right, come on, Pax die. Okay. That's an 8 on the die plus my 2, and that's a 10.
That's a 10. On a 10, they take the bait and act accordingly. One, the first thing that happens is Shy and Anna Camellia are aware. And also, you see people running from outside through the parking lot. They're dressed up in suits, but they got guns on their hands and they got glasses, and they're running behind Marco in his Tlacuache form. This huge Tlacuache is running between the cars and doing noises, and people around them are getting in the way of this Angelica's Securitas, which I'm gonna stop calling them that because it's long and confusing for me. These
AS.
the security people, this the AS,
The
these
ASS.
the ass people,
The ass people.
Perfect.
are running behind Marco. They got guns, but you notice that they are being pulled way into the parking lot, opening the space so that if you get the truck going, you can make your way out of here. And
Okay.
with a 10 plus, all of that you plan works just as you intended. You guys know exactly what's happening, and the guards are elsewhere right now, concerned with Marco as he runs, trying to escape them.
Question.
What do you guys want to do?
Do we look at the phone?
Yes, I would expect that. I mean, you
Okay.
go and check, and one of the first things you do is check your phone because that's how Marco communicates most of the time. And you see all this stuff. You see the screenshots
Okay.
and whatever short version Marco put in there. Which Marco,
Yeah.
what is the short version that you would write in a hurry as you were running, converting into your Nahual form?
I feel like he would have just put Tio and like 14 exclamation marks and then send all the screenshots and then return the phone. So he wouldn't have been that verbose. He would just been hammering the exclamation point.
Okay,
Who's
this checks out.
Tio?
It's that Luis.
Oh,
Shady. And then, is the security for Pacifico still here?
Is Tio okay? Doña Chayo kind of turns around and is like asking, and the security person is like, oh no. The security lady is like, something is happening. And she goes and grabs her flashlight and starts running behind the giant Tlacuache that's running in the parking lot. It's like,
so bold, so brave.
Is she gone?
yeah, she runs away,
Yes. Okay, that
pulled
works
in
out.
by what's happening.
Okay.
I think at
Because
this point,
if she
no.
didn't run, I was gonna blame the beers on those security people.
Yeah. What
Shy,
is
I think-
happening in the truck right now?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we
Should get out.
have to peel out.
Yeah.
So as we
I'm gonna
talked
get
about,
the trash can.
No, we have no time for that.
We've
Someone
gone
else's
from
trash pile.
frio to
that is the
caliente.
Yeah, that is the less stress invested on getting the hell out of there as soon as possible. I was like, let me get the trash.
You gotta go drive
Yeah.
fast past Marco so we can have a possum hanging out of the back of this truck.
So this drives the fuga move for your changarro. When you leave a hotspot in a hurry to avoid a confrontation, you clear this hotspot and then roll with a stress. So you gotta wager how much stress are you gonna put into getting the hell out of there as quickly as possible. Now, again, this is you are gambling. If you don't make it, you actually have to get that stress, and if you do make it, then you make it and you don't get the stress.
Okay.
Can I wager a stress even though I'm not in the truck?
Yes, because you're
okay.
still working. I mean, what you did is at the individual level, you did something.
Right.
But now as a group, you're trying to maintain people away so that they can drive the car out of here.
Yeah,
So
I'll
you
bet-
are
I'll
still
bet a stress.
participant of the changarro. So yes. So you're gonna say one stress?
So it looks
I'll bet
like
one.
okay, we can do max 3
Mhm.
plus
Yes.
3.
Yes.
And what do you get for that in exchange?
Getting
You get a
out.
+1 to the roll because
Oh,
you're
okay.
gonna roll, and
Oh.
on the 7-9 it's a partial, and on the
Okay.
10 it's a better situation, and you try to make a way.
I will
Oh.
wager a stress.
Yeah,
Okay.
same.
So you
Okay.
got a +3. I'm gonna
Whoa.
say Ana Camelia is trying to drive.
Yeah. I have my knife out, so
Ana has the knife, and for some reason a garbage bin on her hand as she jumps in.
out the window.
So
Uh,
professional.
Shy is making their best effort to close everything down. Some of the things are still like not in the best situation. The sauces start kind of moving around, rolling over in the little bar for service
And
as
they are
Anna
full.
starts driving. And Anna, let's do a fuga move. 2d6, and you got a +3.
Okay. You guys. I got a 9.
Yes.
10, 11, 12.
Yes.
We made it!
Yes.
The
So
leap that Marco does is it's beautiful.
So you are out of there. On a 7-9. No, you
With
had
the
more than you had a 12. Okay. With a
that's
12,
plus with the +3.
correct. You gotta select one of the 3 options. You
boy.
each mark the amount of stress you wagered. You cause collateral damage during your escape, or you leave something or someone important behind.
I feel like it could be that we damage the place,
Okay.
or
So
it's probably also damaged no matter what. But we, depending on how much you guys care about the trash cans and the Pacifico that we've abandoned, the table of Pacifico.
Not bothered at all.
I don't think the little table of Pacifico beer that you guys stole is something important to you. So
Yeah, we
no,
got more pallets
that-
back at
debatable.
home. We're
so
fine.
narratively, you drive the truck, and the first
It's the
thing that just
damage.
breaks away is all the beer. Just the table explodes, and all the beer jumps all over the place. You turn around super quickly. The truck is just drifting. The hot sauce jumps through the window, and you see one of the guards, the last one. He was running, and he was like not running the best. Like he was the last one in line. Turns around, hot sauce to the face, like, and he kind of crashes into one of the taco trucks. The door comes down, hits him in the head. You're driving and you're getting out, and as you're coming out, the SUV is still like stopped in the main street. You come out and you hit it To open your way through, it just gets thrown to the side as you go out. You can hear the rubber burning and the car just... You see in the back over where you were, and you see like a water cable that you connect to have water inside the taco truck, and it's just sprouting water all over because nobody disconnected it. There is a mess everywhere. But immediately with all that happening, Marco, you're running between the cars over in the parking lot, and the gas guards kind of turn and
Yeah.
see
What
the
the
taco truck,
Asgard?
and see the truck coming through the main street as it just is tunneling down to try and get out of the way. You are
Yes.
in your Nahual form, which means that you are quicker than normal. You are not a natural creature. You can leap tremendous quantities in through the air, and you can run really fast. You see the truck going, and you can see a line. When the guards start kind of pointing their guns at you, and you can read the lips of one of them saying like, we're not gonna go with our hands empty. At least get that fucking rat.
No, they didn't.
Oh,
What do you do?
so uh, as he as we're running away, I got a choice. Um, he Marco is going to he's been screaming this entire time, of course, and he is going to uh okay, here's what we're gonna do. So we have the tambache, right? That's his backpack.
Correct.
But I'm in Nahual form,
Yes.
and an opossum is a marsupial.
Correct. I love where this is going.
He is going to reach into his marsupial pouch
Yes.
and attempt to pull out the can of bear spray, of bear mace that he had in there for whatever was going to happen.
That bear
Okay.
mace is hot.
Things are about to get spicy.
Do you have
Yeah.
opposable thumbs for that?
Yeah. They have little hands.
They're actually multiple. Don't they have two fingers?
Yeah, they have
on the
two
side?
thumbs. They're kind of like
He's
koalas.
he's opening it like this.
Okay, well, I learned some curse knowledge about
Yeah.
possums today. I did not know previously.
So
Thank you.
Marco is gonna try and do this and read to us the Tambashi move.
Okay, so you carry with you some sort of bag or backpack of stuff that you stole. My North Face bag normally. It has an exhaustion track with 4 boxes. When the track is full, I cannot use the move anymore. Track empties when time passes or when you have a chance to go to your place and refill your tambache. When you need something small enough to fit in your tambache, no matter how otherwise expensive or specialized, mark 1 box and roll with mania. On a hit, you have it. Say where and how you got it. And on a 7 to 9, I choose a more interesting option.
So let's do that roll. This is a mania roll, which we know Marco and literally all the group.
All
so
of us.
good at mania.
It's all our rolls.
Very mañoso is how we call people that are very like shady, basically.
Okay, so
You like
I rolled a 4 on the die.
Okay.
I have a +2.
That makes it a 6, which is
makes it
at
a
this point
6.
would be a failure. But what are you doing?
I'm going to use just one of my +1s to bump it up to a 7.
Okay.
And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just mark an extra box on the tambache track.
Okay.
So I've used two slots instead of 1. So
on a 7 or a 9, you normally would have to select one thing that is like a difficulty or complication to what you're trying to do.
Right.
One is unstable or malfunctioning, and the other one is like Jonathan was saying, it uses up an additional box of resource of getting things from the tambache. So that's what you're selecting. You kind of have a difficult time finding it. You're going through all sorts of things, and it's like, no, why do I have this? Where did I get this? It's like, why are there bones
that's
in
sharp.
my bag? Till you get to what you're looking for, and your marsupial hand, your multiple thumbs figure out this canister, and you bring it out, and the Asgards are just on top of you as you turn around. It's like, say hello to my little friend in Tlacuache, which is just like, ah! And the bear spray just expands. There is a noticeable orange, just a cloud that explodes in the parking lot. And even in the car, as you're driving, Shy, you look through the window and you see this, and then from it, almost in slow motion, you see the figure of a giant possum come out of it, and it's running towards you, eyes closed, just like all this tears coming out, because you're also
Screaming,
affected,
of course.
you know, but you're like, yes. And you can hear them coughing and falling over there as you run towards the taco truck. And I'm gonna say that you do leap as you were intending, and jump over and grab yourself from the back of the truck as it is passing by.
Yes.
We've done it.
We have manifested the thing.
We've done it.
The truck is rolling down, and you can see as you run a light, because you're obviously running a light on a Camellia.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
see two additional SUVs that were in the light about to turn, because somebody called for reinforcements when they figured out there was a huge tlacuache or a rat, depending on who you ask.
Listen,
That was defending the objective of the operation. So both of the SUVs kind of turn around, and they put these false police lights on top, and they turn them on, and instead of red and blue, it just turns into a weird orangey color as they go behind you guys. You are driving, and you are managing through all this. I'm going to ask you for avoid trouble, because you're driving and you're trying to not hit other cars as you drive the fastest as you can. And
Okay.
avoid trouble is Instinto again. Sorry
It
about
is.
no mania.
Oh,
That
no.
is no mania.
no mania.
No mania.
And you're going for a 10, because a 7 or a 9 means you flinched or hesitate, and that can mean complications.
How many more
Okay.
plus ones do we have? We have 2, right?
I believe Shy should have 3. Marco has 2.
Oh, that's
yeah,
right.
Marco
It's
has
per
2.
person. Okay.
And Ana Camelia has 3, because that got...
Okay. So I got a 9, and then Instinto is -1. So that's an 8. I'm gonna take the risk because
Let it ride.
let it ride.
But you
Okay.
have points. Come
And
on.
but like I'm also kind of like looking behind me, like see how like because I can
They're
tell
they're on top of you.
I can tell that the back of the truck is open. I'm feeling the breeze. You know what I mean?
Well, Shy, what is happening in the back of the truck? You're
Chaos.
What is
Cilantro everywhere. Just flying. Doña Chayo's just sitting back there like, oh, I'm not dealing with this again.
You hear Chayo tell you like, oh no, Mijo's in the bag, and you turn around, and through the window you see just the face of the Tlacuache licking the window like, ah, man.
I like try to open the door and try to help.
You go
Marco
over
in.
there, and you try and open it out. Let's have you do a, I want to say also avoid trouble.
Oh no.
no mania.
Oh, no.
Now
How
this
many-
is happening at the same time because Ana Camelia failed. So the complication is coming. I just want to
the
have
complication
yes,
is coming.
the complication
Terrifying things to
is
hear.
there. Yes. So I just want to know what Shy is doing before the complication comes.
Trying to make sure Marco doesn't fall off the back of the truck and get him in. Yeah. Just pull him in. Do I roll 2d6?
Yes. You're gonna do 2d6 plus your instinto.
Great. So 0.
I was
You're
about
the
to
good
say, I
one.
think you've got
You're
the
the
best
good
one.
It does nothing.
The champion of instinto on the group.
Does nothing. Thank God.
They're just not bad at it.
Rolled an 8,
Okay.
Nice.
which does
Yeah.
what again?
So an 8 is a partial success. But again, 7 and 9, you flinch or hesitate. And I decide on a difficult, like a complication. But you kind of have some sort of success. So do you want to leave it there, or you can still use those +1s given by the donations of the audience?
I don't want to waste the audience donations because we have like 12 minutes.
Yes.
Hoard the urge to hoard everything is real. I think I'll use 2 to bump that
Yes.
up to a 10.
So that takes it up to a 10. So you open the door, and when you open it, you kind of instinctively hold on to the door where Marco is holding on to, and the other one just flies open. So you just save yourself from opening, having Marco just be flung. And with the other hand, you reach out, and it's the tail of the Tlacuache that kind of
Yeah.
just grabs like.
You
Unfortunately,
were grabbing him, but he grabbed you.
Ana Camelia sees a car come out, and you kind of throw the car to the side, but it pulls so strongly that you guys feel like the air kind of pulled out, and see Doña Chayo kind of come rolling out like, no.
Oh
What?
no.
Like out of the
And Doña
truck?
Chayo flies out the back of the truck.
Can Marco try and grab her?
I didn't know it could be
Because
that
because
bad.
Shy has my tail.
Yes.
All right.
Oh,
To
no.
do that, you will need to release yourself.
Okay.
Just hang by your tail from Shy,
Okay.
and then try to grab
Marco, you're a hero.
Doña Chayo like midair.
Okay.
Now, you are now making Shy have to, with their strength, hold
yeah.
a full ass Nahual and an old lady with her strength, their strength.
Can
Well-
I guess I couldn't snatch Don Chaya from out the air, could I?
You could.
Gonna try and use my snatch move.
Okay.
Like, hey, just like real quick grab.
With these.
Hate it.
Yeah,
Hate this knowledge.
And
There he
tell
goes.
us what the snatch totem move
Okay.
means.
So the snatch total move, when you try and sneakily snatch something, roll with Manya. On a +10, I grab it. On a 7 through 9, I get my hands on it, but mark stress if I do. And whoever stole, okay, so it's more for stealing, I guess. So I don't know if
We're
it would
stealing
apply
her
in
from
this.
the jaws of death.
It
We are
is.
stealing
Yes.
her, yeah.
I'm gonna say yes to that. I'm
Okay.
gonna say absolutely.
All right,
Shy would know.
all right, here we go. Okay, so I rolled a 5. I have 2 more points that I'm gonna use.
Can I donate?
Yes.
Okay,
Take
so
what
that
you
gets
need,
me.
baby.
I've gone up to a 7.
So you have 3, Ana Camelia.
Yeah,
You can donate those 3 to turn it from a 7 to a 10,
I will.
which is
I
a
will.
full hit.
Okay.
I will.
Explain to me, as you notice all this stuff happen, you're driving, you see Doña Chayo on the rear view mirror, Again, slow motion. We got 10 minutes to finish up, and you're doing great. Slow motion. Though your child is flying to the back, you're driving. See her in the rear mirror. Shy is holding on to the tail of the huge tlacuache. Marco is floating in the air, releases his hands and tries to grab Doña
My
Chayo.
possum hands, my LaCourche hands.
How does Ana Camelia help to make this happen?
Well, here's the thing. I am cursed. And I am constantly living with the Diablo, particularly loves to do certain stuff. And this gives me massive guilt. This is a track that I have to fill in as I play the game. I have there's stress, but then for me there's guilt. I don't know if anybody else has this.
No.
Great, cool. It's just me.
All you.
It's all
My
you.
religious upbringing fills me with guilt, and my Nahual feeds on it.
Mood.
And then I had to pick 3 sinful acts that the Diablo particularly enjoys. And those 3 acts are badly hurt or kill someone defenseless. And then there's publicly shame a friend or break or steal something cherished by a friend or ally. Multiple any of these could apply in this moment. I could be breaking the taco truck. I could badly hurt or kill a defenseless person, which is probably what's coming. I think we're past shame. But the one that I didn't pick was betray the trust or abandon an ally, because we don't leave anybody.
Okay.
But somebody might die.
Yes.
We don't leave them though, but they might
And
die.
so I open myself to the
that.
call. I open it. I'm listen. It's like Jesus take the wheel, but
So you close your
Diablo,
eyes,
take the reins.
Diablo
and when
take
you
the wheel.
open them, they are fully black. And a small smirk and 1,000 teeth in your mouth kind of show for a second as you push the accelerator, turn around, and find out the one person that was crossing. You don't know who they are.
And I ain't gonna find out.
And you hit them in a particular way that just kind of bumps the car for that second that it takes for Marco's hand to actually be able to grab Doña Chayo. And you guys hear just like and the car kind of swivels around, and the person just falls and just rolls over, just ragdolls out of the path of the truck. It is a horrible moment that something inside of you feeds from, turns back into you, and you feel all this happen. You know this happened. But then you turn around and you see Marco, and time kind of goes back to not being slow-mo, and you are grabbing Doña Chayo, and you're putting her in your little marsupial bag like a kangaroo or a koala, just like, and Shy is kind of pulling you. And I'm gonna say your nature, your axolotl nature, the legs, their legs turn a little bit more muscular. Even though you're not in your Nahual form, your body changes. Your shoulders kind of stretch out a little bit, and you're pulling this long possum a tail as Marco in his full Nahual form comes inside again, and he just kind of latches with the hands and pulls the door closed, so the danger is no longer there. We see the lights in the back as you're driving, and the SUVs are behind you, and you turn around, and just as you look, you see that the train track things are down, and Ana Camelia is not stopping.
Not even for people.
As you cross, yes, can you?
No, can I
leave the
can I?
truck?
Well, I realized I took shutdown for my move. Can Can I shut the SUVs down?
We just got a $69 donation.
Nice.
Nice.
This is
We
big
are a
complication.
family.
I'm gonna turn it into a positive thing, and I'm gonna say yes. The stress in the situation that's happening lets you
So stressed.
extend yourself, and you immediately, without your mask and without anything, turn into your Nahual form. Tell us how your axolotl form looks like.
I mean, weird because axolotls are not cool. They're cute little guys, but I'm a 6 foot
You're
shy, awkward person.
just a huge little guy.
I'm
Just
a
a
6
huge
foot little
little
guy.
So your body starts transforming and you look like flesh is pinkish, whitish. You have those
I'm already
things that
there.
come out.
Yeah.
And the form of the axolotl extends and things inside you start to turn into something that you are familiar with. Like just like electric eels do, you develop a system within you that extends electricity through your body, and you feel the batteries on the SUVs, and you feel like they're thumb, like it's part of you. And then you close your hands, and the electricity kind of dissipates from the cars, and you see them kind of, the lights go off, the engines kind of start dying, like, and we see the taco truck cross and break these the little things that separate, and just comes out like Fast and the Furious style, just, and the train is crossing exactly at the moment that the SUVs are kind of falling in the tracks without any juice, and we just see the trailer come through and an explosion in the back. As the taco truck in front of it comes through, we see from the front Ana Camelia, Shai and Marco in their Nahual form, Doña Chayo in the back, like raising her hands, like, we did it. And as you drive out of this the first of the hotspots you were working today, we're gonna let it right there because we're about to finish our session for the day. This is the beginning of a story. This is how Nahual RPG kind of starts creating its own lore and stories and backgrounds with the NPCs. Tio Luis is now in a difficult situation with you guys. Doña Chayo was put in dire difficulties. The possibility of death. Ana Camelia let the devil take the wheel, literally. And there are consequences to that we explore through playing on the next sessions and figuring out what's the story of our own little Nahuals. This has been Nahual RPG. I'm Mike Valles. I am privileged to have the experience and the possibility to run this game for us all. And I'm very thankful for Diversity Saves for opening the space, giving us a place to come, play, and have an amazing time. Thank you for everyone that was participating. $176 were donated through the last 3 hours. We appreciate that. Represent wherever we are. Our experience is ours, regardless of whatever we figure out or other people think that our heritage is. We have lived an experience, and that reverberates on what we do. So thank you all. And I'm going to do a round for everyone just to say goodbye or see you the next time, and tell us where we can find you. And I'm going to start with Tay.
Whew, that was so fun. Oh my god. First of all, thank you for letting me be a part of the taco truck. And oh my god, the coolest thing in the world has just happened. Our Twitter tags have showed up under our names, so I don't have to say mine. Ha! The real win of the day. Yes, so that's where I live. And otherwise, the other place that I live is on Backwater Bastards, which is a sci-fi comedy improv podcast about the greatest best friend story of all time. I'm a bear there, so figure out what that means. I still don't know. Bam! Next! I don't
Jonathan?
know who's next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Killed
Hey,
it.
I'm Jonathan. I'm known as Roadblock Actual on X and Insta and other places, Blue Sky. And you can find me on the Distinguished Adventurers podcast. We come out every other week, and we're just a bunch of nerdy friends who love playing D&D.
And Val.
Yes, that leaves me. Hi, I am Val or Spacevalkyries. I forgot everything else. Oh no. Um, you can catch me on Twitch Wednesdays and Fridays at 1:30 p.m. Eastern time. Come co-work with me on Wednesdays. I have a lot of homework. I went back to college. um, and then in October, you can read my short story, Emotional Resonance in Best American Science Fiction and Fantasy. It's going to be in Barnes and Nobles and stuff. And that's pretty cool. I'm trying not to panic about that. And that's me. Yeah.
Well, thank you all. Great game, a great group. I appreciate everyone tuning in. And again, thank you, Diversity Saves, for giving us a place to do this thing and do terrible tacos, but great stories.
No tacos actually happened. There was no tacos.
Tacos were preempted.
We tried.
No tacos were damaged in the story.
Or created.
Yes. We're ready to tune out because there's another game about to happen, playing masks. Go and check that out because that's going to be fun. Lovely game too. And keep on celebrating not just this month, all the year, who you are and what you bring to the table. Thank you all. We'll be seeing you.